Riverside Stadium. Dusty Lidster and Dane Stewart as we kick off the 2023 high school football season in the state of Utah. The Bingham Miners coming in to take on the Lone Peak Knights. It was 19 years ago that we finally got started. 19 seasons, not years.
That kind of crazy, huh? Still at it, which is awesome. I don't get to call games next to Dusty very much, so figured what better way to start off 23.
Absolutely, as we are underway. As that ball goes into the end zone, we'll bring it out to the 25-yard line where we get a first chance to see this Lone Peak Knight team. Dane, last year, so much uncertainty at the quarterback position. Caden Hodson was thrust into the starting position. Hadn't played football for over a year. He did an admirable job. He really did. He played really good football toward the end of the season. But now, with Blake coming in, this offense feels a little more settled.
Yeah, 6'4", 180, senior quarterback Jackson Blake. And I've heard great things about, camp and what he's looked like. Saw some time last year. I think you'll see that position really settle down for Lone Peak this year, and I think the offense will have great returns just from that kind of steadiness being back.
That was Hoffines in motion, going to fire near side, and Jason Mayberry could not haul it in, incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
And this is where you're going to hear a lot of new names in this Lone Peak offense. I mean, we talked about in our pregame show, return Brooks Wild out of the backfield, but when you look at this receiving core, there's some new faces, and there's going to be opportunities for kids to make plays and to really, shine on the gridiron this season.
So 2nd down and 10. Blake fires near side. This time Jason has it, and Mayberry up the sideline has the 1st down as he gets out to the 33, maybe 34-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, Lone Peak.
I tell you, this is a kid. I mean, you talk about the first 2 plays, targeting both times, 5'9", 140, just a sophomore, Jason Mayberry. Love the confidence in him, right? The first one's one that you'd love for him to catch, maybe a little sophomore jitters there, but come right back to him. Nice catch, turn upfield, 1st down.
At some point in this broadcast, we'll bring in Jeff Hansen, Brian Brown, and Moose Bingham. They're roaming the sidelines, bringing us in some of the great insights they might have. As that ball goes over the middle, and it is complete for big yardage. Just tripped up inside the 45-yard line. Trey Robinson on the catch and run. 1st and 10 Knights at the Miner 34.
Boy, and that was wide open over the middle. And fortunate that Cassini Afemui, the sophomore, was there. Otherwise, Robinson might be in the end zone. But how about the quick read there by Blake? Look near side over the middle, wide open. Delivers a bullet 1st down, and Lone Peak into Bingham territory.
So 1st and 10 at the 34. 3-by-1 formation. They're gonna go on the ground, got the edge, just tripped up at the 40, so a gain of 4, and on the carry was number 24, Brooks Wild.
Yeah, the junior Maliga maybe making a touchdown-saving tackle there. There looks to be a good lane, a lot of room for Wild on the outside. We talked about in our preview, this offensive line for Lone Peak returns a lot of talent up front. I think you'll see those running lanes open up, and then you can develop the play-action passing game off that. They've gone in inverse order tonight. Good, successful running play there on 1st down.
And Lone Peak football on the Rewind Sports Network is always presented by G2G Bar. And now they're going to get the ball to Wild out of the backfield. Love that little motion, and Wild inside the 30-yard line. They see if they mark him at the 30. So it'll be 1st and 10, Knights at the 30.
Yeah, good combination route, and you get Brooks Wild showing he's got some decent hands to the outside there too. You get coverage caught up there in the handoff, and a lot of room for Brooks Wild to turn upfield. And we talked about this Lone Peak offense. We thought it'd be back. The ability to move the football looked that way here on the opening drive of the season.
And Gary Trowbridge, a longtime offensive coordinator. Again, staying in that 3-by-1 set. Gonna go zone read, hand off to Wild, and Wild has stood up and dropped. It'll be a loss, maybe a half a yard from this Bingham defense.
Yeah, Will Van Cott, the junior, 6'4", 235, and able to stand that up. I'll tell you, look at this. Talk about the offensive line for Lone Peak. Look at that defense in front of Bingham. Big, stout, wide guys, thick hips. And you want to know why people have expectations on Bingham this year. That's part of it. The big of Bingham is back. That's alliteration for you there, Dustin.
Yeah, there's another place that doesn't understand alliteration. That is one. As we're going to have a pre-snap penalty. Back up, Lone Peak, 5 yards.
We're just fortunate this penalty happened before the play because we found out this week. Rule changes. where that penalty is going to be marked from has changed, and so we're going to ask for a lot of patience. We'll probably have it down by November, but until then, line of scrimmage foul, spot foul, all of that has changed on offensive, defensive calls. Bear with us.
The only problem is that you need the Rosetta Stone to make sure you understand it all. Second down at 16. Pressure comes, going to fire up the rail, got a man. Robinson makes the catch. No, incomplete.
Oh, I thought he had it, Dusty. Maybe just slightly underthrown by Blake. I thought that Robinson caught that on the receiver or on the DB's back. Could have lost it. It was hard to tell from our perspective. Almost had catch of the year on the opening drive.
Well, the thing is, Mr. Official, it was very definitive.
It was right there.
Yep, very definitive. Like, nope, and that's usually where we go with. Usually you have to wait. I'll add some doubt, but no, that was definitive. It was like, nope, no catch, hit the ground. Bobbled it, thought he maybe brought that in.
The DB knew it. He got it, was like, that was incomplete. I was there, we're good.
He goes with a 7-on-7, no fly zone. And now we'll have a delayed game penalty on Lone Peak.
This is not for a review, thankfully. We don't need that in high school football.
Not yet.
We talked about changes in our pregame. That was not one that we suggested.
Well, let's go VAR. They just come up and do the screen thing. We saw that works really well.
Yeah, right.
Millimeters. And so delay a game against the Knights.
5-yard penalty brings up 3rd down and 21 for the Knights.
He's going to throw on 3rd down and 21. Over the middle, catch is made inside the 30. It'll be down at around the 28-yard line. And it'll be 4th down decision.
Mayberry again over the middle. I don't know. We might got ourselves a future player here in Jason Mayberry.
Yeah, felt good about it. Now Matthias Nawahine going to come in to replace Mayberry. And it's Jay Sean, not Jason. Jay Sean.
Nawahine, one of the captains for Lone Peak this year.
So 4th down and 8, 2-by-2 formation. Gonna throw, looking left, fires left short of the sticks. Catch is made, and Robinson upended. Nice job of coming up and filling the spot there. And it is turnover on downs.
That was Moliga once again. We talked about he made a nice tackle earlier on this drive on the outside run by Wild. That time coming up, upending the receiver on 4th down. Moliga has been a ball hawk here for this Bingham defense.
So timeout on the field. We'll take it with them. Turnover on downs, 8:31 left in the opening quarter. You're watching the first game of the state. Oh, pardon me. I think we're staying here. They're not rolling through. So, again, you're watching Lone Peak football on Rewind Sports Network. Mr. Officials are all turned around. No one's stopping. We do have the stoppage on the field. So, TV timeout. We'll get this figured out. We'll be right back. You're watching Lone Peak football on the Rewind Sports Network. And welcome back in Lone Peak Football, brought to you by G2G Bar. G2G makes fresh, healthy, and delicious grab and eat food for busy people. You can find G2G Bar anywhere, including at Costco, I know. As they're going to come right out running with the football with the Bingham Miners. And I had a chance to talk to Coach Eric Jones, and I said, what's kind of the game plan here, Coach? He said, well, I want to figure out if we're still Bingham. And that means, can we run the football when we want to run the football? And they want to figure that one out.
Here's a familiar name, Hunter Main, with the first play of the season, first carry of the season for the Bingham Miners.
Of course, you talk about Bingham football. It's Carson Sudbury.
Yeah.
He was our most unheralded player of the year last year. He won't be unheralded now. The first name that came out from Coach Brockbank, and I asked about Bingham, he goes, we got to look at number 1. And it's a play action pass, pressure coming from behind. Gets that one off, catch is made, 1st down and more at the 35-yard line, give him the 36. On the catch and run is Tristan Brimhall.
Yeah, nice split of the defense there. You can tell Lone Peak, they know where number 1 is. And, I mean, that bootleg, you got multiple Knights bearing down on Salazar. Does a nice job to dump it off. Love the movement after the catch there by Brimhall.
Salazar still in a bit of a quarterback battle with the Rona Kaili. Salazar played the best down the stretch. Salazar just a junior, and there is Sudbury, and Sudbury chopped down after a gain of 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
Hit by Jackson.
It's one of the things for me. I mean, everyone knows Sudbury comes back, but who are the other guys that are going to step up, right? And be that the receiving core quarterback. And you talk about quarterback competition in the backfield. Never a bad thing to have guys who can push and try to get the best out of you. Salazar gets the opening day start. It's looked good here early on. Some of the reads he's made. We'll see if that can hold here over the course of the rest of the night.
2nd down and 8. And we're going to have a false start. Some of the stuff you're going to get first game of the season. Will be a little messy from time to time. Also want to thank doTERRA for being a sponsor of Lone Peak Football on the Rewind Sports Network. doTERRA is a proud sponsor of Lone Peak Football. doTERRA products help athletes around the world maintain the highest level of health and wellness. Learn more about how you can up your health and wellness game at doTERRA.com. Oh, Lone Peak got the defensive false start call. I got to tell you, that's my least favorite thing in high school football.
Well, we asked about changes. You didn't mention that, Dusty.
I didn't. I really should have.
And there's no restricted area. I was really curious where you were going to go.
Most of my arguments have been basketball. Oh, mishandled the snap. Salazar able to get it back. It did get back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd down and short. And now see if Coach Denny heats it up a little bit here on 3rd down and short.
And a pretty good play there by the junior just to get back to the line of scrimmage. That play looked like it was going to be a problem. Maybe give up the penalty yards. Salazar able to get back on it. To mimic Dusty's verbiage, you know, we can trust these kids to drive on the interstate, but we can't trust them to get back on side, right? So
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and we can trust these officials to do the same. And we can't trust them to tell if they got back on. What are we doing? 3rd down and 3.
That's at Dusty Lister on Twitter.
There's a pitch and a 1st down carry, still on his feet. Inside the 45-yard line, down to the 42. And how about the run from Hunter Main?
He's a big kid. I mean, they've got him listed at 6'2", 190. He's every bit of that. And that's been their best play here in the early going. Wide receiver coming in, little toss. He's brought some physicality out of that backfield in the run game here for the Miners.
Want to thank Tire Factory. No stress with Point S Tire and Auto Service. Tire Factory Point S is in American Fork. Nice seeing AF Company saying go Knights. 5:24 on a rolling clock.
Got to hurry. Play clock was down to 3 there again. Too.
Our play clocks were not synced. Did you notice that?
I did not.
No, false start, so it wasn't delayed game.
Against the Miners.
So new stadium at Lone Peak. I mean, it is a welcomed change.
Yeah. Although tonight it would have been fine, but yeah, you get a cloudless sky. It could be a rough night.
You can see the old press box across the way. You were looking into the sun. That was brutal as we get another false start on Bingham. Well, actually, we never know anymore if it's false start or an offside penalty. And it was offside. The tip was a Lone Peak fan yelling, "Watch the ball." Keep it away.
Yeah. Great insight from the bleachers there.
And by the way, if you didn't catch our pregame show, first of all, where were you? Secondly, go back and rewatch it on KSLSports.com. An hour and a half of Dusty, Dane, and Jeff. Got to give it to Jeff.
He did good.
He did. He did very well.
He was a little nervous whether he'd have enough content. He brought it.
Yeah. He might just be a VP at a different place, but he's a VIP with what we do.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Back to Maine again on that center toss, and Maine wrapped up and then driven back. That was Mulutalu, the spot Mulutalu the second. Making the stop there.
The state is really hoping right now there's a typo on this Lone Peak roster. That's a 6'4", 255 sophomore playing the end under Coach Ryan Denny.
Yeah. Famous words in a movie, good luck.
Wearing number 0, he's not a nothing. Not a nothing. That's a double negative. My English teacher would be really proud of me right now.
We'll go triple negative for the night, so
yeah.
2nd down and 7. Pulls it, throws in the middle. Oh, the dangerous throw. Intended for Maine, but man, he had a couple of guys there. Landon Goff thought he might pick that one off. I almost called him Trajan Hansen. Had to make sure to look down at my roster.
Yeah, that's probably the first decision Salazar's made that makes you hold your breath a little bit. Double coverage there. He's just trying to get rid of it with the pressure there. And probably fortunate that one didn't end up with a different result.
3rd down and 7.
You know what I do love? I love the lean into the Black Knights.
Yes.
Here at Knight Stadium.
Yes.
None shall pass. We'll see if that's true on 3rd and 7.
Pitch out to Sudbury. Carson not going to get the edge. Nice job of setting an edge and making the play. Tegan Towle. It'll be 4th down, and we'll see what Coach Jones chooses to do.
It looks like a Lone Peak defense, doesn't it? Pressure
Right.
up the middle, pressure on the outside. You want to run on it, you better get helmet on helmet and get downfield in a hurry. That's a great job on a 3rd and long. Bingham was going to try to catch them on their heels. Not so from Ryan Denny.
After this punt, we'll find out where Jeff Hansen's roaming around. Don't know. I thought maybe they'd catch him at the concession stand.
I was going to say, I'm looking for a
Guaranteed.
grill. He was smelling that pregame.
Well, Moose Bingham's missing at the moment.
Moose is probably with the kicker somewhere.
He's dropping balls, seeing if they bounce back to him. That's what he's doing. He's at Muscle Beach, as his favorite coach, Bronco Mendenhall, said. So delay a game against Miners. So we'll get this punt in. We'll hear from our triumvirate down on the field with Jeff Hansen, Moose Bingham, and Brian Brown. Got to give it to them. They're spread out all over the place down there. Here's the punt. And Ball's going to take a minor roll and a major down.
Oh, how about that?
One.
How about that?
All right, Moose, go ahead. Tell us how great special teams are.
The ball is down at the 1 yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. Lone Peak Knights.
We'll get that figured out.
That was a great lead in, Dusty.
It was.
A+ on the lead. We'll get it.
We'll figure it out. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. All right. Welcome back into Lone Peak High School. Let's try this one more time. Moose, go ahead and unmute yourself. Moose, how nice was the special teams play?
Oh, that was a beauty right there, if you can hear me. I've never been so excited to watch a special teams play in my life. It's finally football season, gentlemen. Great snap. I love the rugby style coming into it, and the roll was just perfect. I mean, what can you say about that except for just beautiful, amazing, and incredible. I'm so stoked to be here.
And let's get out to Jeff Hansen. Jeff, first of all, sights and sounds of high school football here at Lone Peak.
Yeah, number one, Bot Mulitalo looks like a Ninja Turtle. And number two, Moose Bingham is far too excited about special teams. Even by his standards, he's pretty excited about special teams.
Let's hit our fifth member of our broadcast crew, Brian Brown. Brian, how about the trench play you've seen in the first couple of drives?
Yeah, you talked about Bot Mulitalo, and he is being negated a lot right now because he's out there so wide, and it's making him mad like Raphael. That's what's allowed Bingham to really move the ball. And, this is going to be a battle all night long. You've seen Bingham come to the fight. They want to play tough, physical. It's almost a hybrid wing T style offense. So this is going to be fun. I'm geeking out. Moose and Jeff can have the snacks. I want the scheme.
Well, the biggest... Go ahead, Dave.
I'm going to have to disagree. It's Michelangelo because he's just playing jokes with this Bingham offensive line. See,
First of all, it's Leonardo because he's the leader.
We got all sorts of references up here.
And he wears blue, so he wins.
Fair enough.
But he's the leader, man, and he carries a sword. So first down and 10 after the terrific job by the Bingham special teams. Gonna throw. Fire out to the wheel. Got his man, slip a tackle a little bit more. Tom's still on his feet, and it's a first down.
Ground control to Major Tom. Gabriel Tom out of the backfield. Looked like they had him wrapped up for a short gain. He was the bounce off the first, brought the physicality. 175, all of that to move the chains for Lone Peak.
So first and 10, Knight's gonna throw. Fire quickly over the middle. Catch is made as Seth Haskett. He's one of those possession receivers for the Lone Peak Knights.
I'm telling you, Jackson Blake is quick with this. I mean, it's one look, that ball's out. not a lot of time for this Bingham pass rush to get to him.
So I asked Coach Bart Brockbank, I said, tell me an assessment here of Blake, and he said, a little Easton Comer-ish. So he's very heady, makes good decisions, good reads. As he fires that ball out in the flat, break one tackle, Wild still on his feet. Brooks still going. And Brooks makes it very close to the first down marker. He's back there to give it to him. Move the chains for the Knights.
Lone Peak is fortunate they're wearing hip pads tonight because they keep taking these hip hits and bouncing right off. Bingham got to come in, wrap them up. We've seen a lot of yards after contact for this Lone Peak offense just here in the first quarter.
Hey, even in jousting, those glancing blows, they may score you a point if you get it on the chest, but you're not going to dehorse them. You got to finish the job. I learned that in A Knight's Tale. The shift to the empty set. Oh, that ball tipped at the line of scrimmage, and the no-fly zone getting the sign there. It was 59 Neil Laban able to get his hands up there and knock it down. It'll be second down to 10.
Another one of the juniors here on this Bingham roster. Talk about how big they are. He's listed at 275. I don't know, he had me sold he's a little bigger than that.
No.
Big group up front.
Matter of fact, the press box gave it to Sulawesi Pepa. His brother Samote, a former Rewind Defensive Player of the Year. Gonna fire deep. Looking for Jay Sean, makes the catch, and Jay Sean still on his feet. Jay Sean Mayberry with the first touchdown of the 2023 Utah High School football season, and the Knights take a 6-0 lead with 1:37 left in the opening quarter.
We talk about how good Maliga has been tonight in this first quarter. That time trying to knock the ball down out of the air. And we mentioned Jay Sean only written at 5'9" on the roster. How about the verticality of Mayberry able to leap up, haul it in over the bigger DB in Maliga, and able to take it to the house.
And the point after is good. 1:37 left in the quarter. Jeff Hansen, how about some fireworks there for Mr. Blake and Jay Sean Mayberry?
Wow, dude, he got up to go get that ball. That coverage wasn't bad. The most impressive thing about the play, though, was Jay's usage of verticality. That was fantastic.
And just unreal. Plus the run after catch. Hey, Moose, how good was the PA attempt? It looked like he was a pretty good motion there.
You know what? The PAT was great. I was a little worried because they lost Ian Sanchez from last year. Probably one of the best kickers to come through the state in a long time. But it's Lone Peak. They reload, they don't rebuild, especially on the special teams.
And Brian A., the line held up. The defensive line got a batted ball, but just not enough. The offensive line able to create a good pocket.
Yeah, you're seeing on that one play, Bingham able to get a hand on the knockdown, but they're playing really high up front. That's allowing Lone Peak to attack Bingham's defenders one-on-one. You see what happens when you get them isolated. Most defenders at this level are going to lose that. Meanwhile, Bingham on offense is trying to really spread out that Lone Peak defense as a team. So that's the matchup that I'm looking at right now, that we're going to attack one player versus we're going to attack you as a team.
And a little ill-advised return. As again, we're trying to bring you the best broadcast we possibly can. How about 5 guys? Not one, not two. We were only one guy a couple years ago. Solo calls.
I'll tell you, we didn't go to Moose, but Moose has to be giddy after that kickoff. No, I mean after the kickoff.
After the kickoff.
That ball was 40 yards in the air and dies at the 2. There's really no option there. Got to bring that ball out. Allows the coverage to get down and Bingham back at their own 15.
You know who else would be really impressed with that?
Huh.
Bill Belichick.
Yeah, he would.
That is the Belichick kick. They come right back, and it is Maine on the carry. No, pardon me, that is Sudbury. Man, 1 and 7's going to get me all night. That is a not an easy pickup. Not for a guy pushing 40 anyway. Second down and 6. But a beautiful night at Lone Peak. We wait for football season. I always joke around, and I mean it. There's 2 seasons on Rewind. There was football season and waiting for football season.
We just entered football season.
It feels so good. 55 seconds on the running clock left in the opening quarter. Gonna go to Sudbury. Carson finds a seam, has near first down yardage. Actually gonna give it to him at the 26. So move the sticks with 46 seconds left.
Probably the best run of the night there for Sudbury. And, you know, I've given it to him a couple times. I like the versatility we've seen from Bingham tonight. Talking about all the headline of Carson coming back, what a great year he had last year, but it's about spreading this thing out, getting the ball in many people's hands, trying to get that defense flying different ways to open things up. And Sudbury able to take advantage there with a nice gain and a first down.
Now 1st and 10, again, Coach Freddie Fernandez keeps the ball on the ground, and on the carry was Tristan Brimhall, and that will be the final play of the first quarter. We're 12 minutes into the Utah High School football season, and at the end of one, it is Lone Peak 7, Bingham 0. You're watching Lone Peak football on the Rewind Sports Network, brought to you by G2G Bar.
The score is 9-7.
And welcome back into Lone Peak High School. Dusty Lister, Dane Stewart, Jeff Hansen, Brian Brown, and Moose Bingham with you as we've kicked off the high school football season. Let's get some sights and sounds. What's going on? First of all, Jeff, I know you wanted to go hit this concession stand, but first of all, give us a sight, sound, smells.
Yeah, it smells like concession stand. I have to find my way over there. Dude, the biggest thing that stands out is the size of these offensive and defensive lines on both sides of the ball. These guys are huge. Mulitalo is enormous. Everybody on the Bingham defensive line is enormous. We're seeing some really strong trench play. I'm anxious to see if Freddie Fernandez dials something up after these short little runs that they've had some success on.
I think that's a really good point, because I was going to bring that up before, was Freddie Fernandez and trick plays. You know that he has a bevy of them, Dane, and we expect him to pull one out soon.
Yeah, we do, but the question was about food, Jeff, not about football. I have seen some night maple bars. There's no mention of that from Jeff Hansen. I don't know what he's thinking about tonight. Come on, Jeff.
Okay, that was an about face. I'm getting to the concession stand right now.
That's what I'm talking about.
There's Jeff going to go make the long walk. Jeff joined us an hour and a half long pregame show. Hope you all enjoyed it. We had a blast. Jeff, one of the fun ones. Jeff and I tonight, tomorrow night, matter of fact, Jeff and I will be in Red Zone. Dane will be back with his normal partner, Moose Bingham. Get him off the field.
Moose is going to be out of town tomorrow, so we're pinch hitting for Moose. But, you know, I got a special guest coming out tomorrow night. We got a little Region 3, Region 1 action. PG and Farmington, and what's going to be a heck of a kickoff game for those two programs. Big expectations for both. Week 1, we'll get it started right.
You know, Moose Bingham missed the semifinals and championships because he went to Thailand, and now he's missing week 1 of the high school football season.
That's okay. I'm sure he'll tune in.
And we're going to have a false start or an offside penalty. It's the hard part with the rule, right? Because you never, I used to jump on it, big, oh, it's this. And then we got to wait a second. And there's a false start on Bingham, and those infractions have gotten to Freddie Fernandez's offense here early on. A lot of graduates from last year's team, including on the front. Here's my favorite line. I asked Coach Jones, I said, what do you expect tomorrow night? He goes, Dusty, I feel like a 5-year-old on Christmas. I don't know what to expect.
That's how Dusty feels too.
I do, in a much
he does
different
know
way.
what to expect though.
Just fun for me. As they hand off, and it is Brimhall across the 30-yard line to the 33. Yeah, he was like, it's just like Christmas morning as a 5-year-old. I don't know what I'm getting.
It's a big run there for Brimhall. I mean, you talk about, you try to get in short yardage situations, and Jeff talks about dialing plays up. Hard to do that when it's 2nd and 8, 2nd and 9.
Right.
And you're trying to get first downs. You get that, you've got a 3rd and short, 3rd and 3. We'll see how aggressive Bingham looks to be here.
They're going to go to Maine. Maine was looking for a seam and didn't have one. No chance. I would finish up Mr. McMahon's walkout music, but I don't want to get in trouble. How about Bot Mulitalu II once again?
That was a nice job. Junior Tahi coming in, the sophomore. He is a junior in more ways than one, but Tahi was ready for that main run. We talked about it had been the best play for Bingham in this first half, and Tahi able to stop it.
Tahi is the cousin to Fahu Tahi. His punt unit comes on. Good spiraling kick, going to be taken on the run. Dangerous return, and then dropped was Matthias Nawahine. As we'll play through, 10:41 left in the half, and last time we saw this Lone Peak offense, Dane, it was fireworks. The touchdown pass from Blake to Jay Sean Mayberry.
Yeah, I love the way that Lone Peak has gone about this game. I thought we might see them run it a little bit more, but look, we talked about it. I thought there'd be confidence with Jackson Blake this year, and it's been that way early on. How about the trust he has in his receivers? Because I mean, he is. We talk about one look, balls coming out. Like, you trust your guy to be in the right spot. It's been that way here in this first half of the night offense.
Gonna fire up the wheel, got his man. The catch is made, and it is Brooks Wild, running wild. Touchdown, Lone Peak.
Just a missed coverage, Dusty, coming out of the backfield on the wheel route, and Brooks runs wild to the end zone as it's a 2-possession lead for the home side.
They've noticed something. They've thrown a lot to the running backs. Gary Trowbridge, going back to his BYU days, and Norm Chow, they threw to the running backs a lot out of the backfield, kind of that deep angle and wheel routes. And right now, 80% of the time, it works every time on that play.
Yeah, and I mean, we've seen them take, backs, line them in the slot. They've engaged the backfield a lot in the passing game tonight. It's paid big dividends.
As the point after is up and good. Let's go down to Brian Brown. Brian, how about the creativity we've seen here early on from Gary Trowbridge and the design of this Lone Peak offense?
Well, Dane is exactly right. It was the wheel route that was wide open, but part of what made it so open was Blake looking off the safety on that one, drawing the defense to the far side of the field, and then finding his man. It was a great catch and just a really creative call coming right out of the turnover on downs for Lone Peak there.
Yeah, just really impressive. I love what they've done. They're throwing the balls to the backs. You got an advantage. And when you get that stuff done, you're making the linebackers think a lot. When you get them thinking, they don't move as fast.
Yeah, and I mean, right now it's Lone Peak's game. They've been controlling this early on, and love Brian calling out the ability of Blake to move that safety. You talk about the Comerish, right?
Yeah.
That's
what it is, right
there.
Yeah, that consistency in the quarterback position. How about this? I want to thank Ideal Kitchen and Bath. Do it once, do it right. May I add, do it once and it works. Just keep on doing it. The Jeff Hansen cam is on. Attaboy, Jeff. Hey, we got a, what are you ordering, Jeff?
Yeah, getting a hot dog now, but I just had a maple bar on a scone, and it was unbelievable.
When you're down there, be sure to ask for Sarah Hamblin. Say Dusty sent you over there. She'll take care of you.
We have a new concession stand.
Free shout out to Dr. Hamblin's wonderful wife, Sarah.
And down there,
taking care of us up here pregame as well. Brought us some snacks.
Yeah. Well, Crumble took care of us. Crumble, one of the great sponsors here for the Lone Peak Nights on the Rewind Sports Network.
Adam Connors to kick off for the Knights.
They came in, I mean, I won't give the whole backstory, but they came in to take care of us. Crumble Cookies in American Fork and Linden, bringing friends and family together over a box of the best cookies in the world. All I know is, if you're watching the pregame show and there was a moment my eyes got really big,
that was the moment.
That was it. And actually, the next thing I was thinking was, Austin Bigelow, do not steal my cookies. He knows better than that. As we got an injury down the field. So we're going to step aside. 10:31 left in the half. You're watching Lone Peak football on the Rewind Sports Network. And welcome back in. Dusty Lister, Dane Stewart, Jeff Hansen, Moose Bingham, Brian Brown with you. First and 10 from the 20-yard line. He's going to throw, fire quickly over the middle. It's Sudbury, and Sudbury is buried quickly by Landon Goff at a gain of 7.
This is an important drive for Bingham. I mean, you talk about the need to be able to answer back on the road, go down quickly, 14-0, and we show something here.
It's funny, I had another coach from a different school that told me they were really impressed with what they saw with Bingham. They had a scrimmage against Skyridge, and he said they really impressed me. He's like, I didn't know what to expect out of Bingham. He said that team's going to be really good. And I think it will be. They're young.
Yeah.
This is a team, they're looking toward 2024.
Yeah, it's a lot of juniors. We've seen some sophomores. It is a young group. I think they're going to get better week in, week out.
And what they don't understand is that Ryan Denny, he defends the first down marker like it's the goal line. And you saw right there, that late movement into double A gap got in there.
Well, we just talked about how impressive the defensive line play has been in this first half. Getting pressure on the inside, pressure on the outside. We talked a lot about Mulitalo in this game, but MP up front as well as Manga up front. There's a lot of ballers for this D-line of Lone Peak that are going to make statements all year long for the Knights.
So 3rd down and 5 after the loss on the carry. Gonna go play action, roll near side, pressure coming from behind. Fire up the seam, he got a man. The catch is made at the 40-yard line and down to the 36, maybe 35. Bronx Walker.
Boy, how open was Bronx on the play, got lost down the field. Had to hold up for that one, didn't matter, that's how open he was. And for the first time tonight, Bingham into Lone Peak territory.
Well, down in the press box, they called it Kaili. Don't know if that was a quick change, but I'm going to think we were right there on Bronx Walker. But 1st and 10, Bingham, biggest play of the game, and that was what I talked to Coach Jones is, hey, tell me a little bit about your QB. He said, look, he can throw the football. And they're going to go on the ground with Brimhall. Brimhall gets a block downfield. Brimhall to the 10, to the 5-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal. Bingham actually marking at the 7, but 1st and goal, Miners.
Boy, how about back-to-back big plays for this Bingham offense, an offense that had really kind of been gummed up on the ground, but that big passing play, now you get a big run to the outside, and now all of a sudden, you get a little bit of confidence going, you get that offensive line winning some battles, you're inside the 10. Let's see if the Miners can finish this off with points.
An old Sage play caller on the sideline, Freddie Fernandez, one of the legends coaching here in the state of Utah. 1st and goal, going to go to Sudbury. Slips 1, goes into a pile of defenders, a gain of a yard. It'll be 2nd and goal.
Do you have a problem if I start calling that the Freddie formation? Because that's all the way back to Roy.
Near and far, yeah.
Very few times do you see it anymore.
Well, back in the day, the old Raider offense in the 70s and 80s, they lined up in I, they lined up in near, and they lined up in far. And then they ran 17 Bob Trejo. Bob Trejo, Marcus Allen, 83 yards for the touchdown. He's going to throw, fire to the end zone. It is Sudbury diving in, touchdown. Bingham Miners.
Well, if you fall behind Carson Sudbury, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Nice read there by Salazar. Thought that might be covered, but puts it right in front. Arrington can't catch up to it. And Bingham gets the all-important answer they needed.
Certainly did. A great answer, and it was a passing game. Got it going. It was a big throw to Bronx Walker. And then the drive finished up after a great run from Brimhall. And then finding Sudbury for the touchdown. And they go a little Daffy Duck.
We got to get Moose's opinion on this, huh?
I bet Moose is just, I mean, he's
thrilled.
He's champing at the bit, to say it correctly, to be able to talk about this one. The kick is up, and it is good. Hey, Moose, how excited are you to see the are you pro Daffy Duck formation on point afters and everything else, or are you kind of just more traditional kind of guy? You have to unmute yourself, Moose. Hey, Moose, go ahead and unmute yourself. You can go, man. No, we're not going. We'll get that figured out. Hey, let's go to Brian Brown. Brian, how about the response from Bingham?
Yeah, it was a great response, Dusty, and you mentioned it was through the air on the play action. They got the defense chasing across the field that allowed the offensive player to get open, and then you see a lot of hands on hips there from that Lone Peak defense. It's that ground and pound. You talk about far and near in the formation. It's still just very smash mouth style football, and it gets Bingham back to within a score.
All right, Moose, let's try one more time. Let's unmute Moose. Bingham. We'll get that figured out in a second. Hey, Jeff, how was the trip to the concession stand?
Concessions are good, man. I'm here at the hot dog line just waiting. It's so close. These guys are 1,000 degrees. They're slaving over this, but it's great.
Hey, I got to point out, they talk about the new stadium for Lone Peak. They wouldn't put in a new concession stand. So they're using containers as concessions for the time being. So, but a beautiful new stadium here in Lone Peak.
Which is kind of nice because you don't even have to move the food, right? You ship it in the container, you just walk right in, turn around. That's how it works, right?
Yeah, exactly how it went.
Yeah,
it was food delivered from seat to plate. And it cleared customs super fast, is what I understand.
Yeah. Tell you what, though, is this now the biggest stadium in the state?
Ooh.
It's going to be close,
Got to be
isn't
really
it?
close.
Corner might be bigger
Corner might be bigger. Harriman is really, really big.
Good call.
But I think these are the same stands over there. But you also have the old full stands on the far side.
Right.
That would be really close. Alta was really big. But they didn't have the double full stands. As the kick will go into the end zone. We'll bring it out and bring back out this Lone Peak offense that Dane, I think last two possessions led to touchdowns.
Yeah, and really the last one was a quick strike. Bingham just got on the board. Here's a time for the defense to get back on, say, hey, offense, we got your back. We're going to get you back in this game. We'll see if Lone Peak can keep that rhythm going, what they've built here on these last two drives.
Yep. Let's talk about Tech 9, a proud sponsor of Lone Peak football. Tech 9 happily with Tech 9, where Utah goes for custom software development. Also, Tidal Ram. Start your remodel right with dust-free demolition. 1st and 10 for the Knights. Again, trips to the far side. They're in motion a man near side. Looking back up that wheel route, and that ball may be tipped at the line of scrimmage as it falls harmlessly to the turf. I thought Will Van Cott maybe got a finger on that, Dane.
Yeah, and I think that's one I really like the play design there. You send guys down the middle, try to pull those safeties, get one-on-one on the outside. Hoffine's usually going to be able to come back and get that one. Again, just off the deflection there, Dusty, as you mentioned, but like the concept, the play design there. And it's been creative offense tonight from Lone Peak, really maximizing the skill on the field.
Gonna go zone read. Nice pull. Maybe think different at the end. Nice gain on the carry. And
Tyson McBride.
Thank you.
A name we talked about last year with this Bingham defense, if my memory serves correctly.
Yeah.
Of course, I got McBride on my mother's side. Good to see him represent the family. I'm sure we're related, but because that's how I would play.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course. That's a pop right there. That's going to make Jackson think he hasn't really been touched tonight, hasn't been pressured. Next time he goes to run, you might have memories there of Tyson bearing down on him.
Definitely from the clan McBride, from back in the old land.
Yeah.
3rd down and short, fire quickly, catch is made, and some yardage after the catch. It'll be 1st and 10 from Logan Hoffines.
Boy, kind of surprised there. I don't know if that was the call or miscommunication. You got 3rd and 4, and your whole second level dropping back 10 yards. You're essentially giving that 1st down on an underneath route. I don't know if they were expecting something deeper, but good read there by Blake. Again, just take what they give to you. Move the chains, 1st down.
Yeah, they give up that much ground. Just, hey, hook up.
Right.
.6:35 on a rolling clock in the second quarter. And it is Brooks Wild and Van Cott with the stop. Wild with a good gain on 1st down out to the 37-yard line.
Yeah, nice job by Van Cott there. I mean, you want to make certain he doesn't have that cutback lane available. You hang out, able to break in behind that offensive line, bring him down. But you talk about the big boys up front for Lone Peak, able to plow the road, still picking up 4 yards there on the run. This Lone Peak offensive line, I think you're going to see them exert their will week by week as we go over the course of the season.
2nd down and 6. Going deep once again, got him out there. Just a little overthrown, looking for Hoffines. Working out of the slot, couldn't quite connect. It'll be 3rd down for Lone Peak.
Well, and that's some of that headiness right there. You've got a safety back for Bingham, and I believe that's Doty. Yes, it is. And you know you've got to throw that ball outside. That ball isn't missed by much. That's just a yard overthrown, but beautiful placement there from Blake. Just missed his guy.
I love those green gloves from Doty. The only problem is you won't get away with the defensive holding with those green gloves on. Third down and long. Setting up a screen. They got the catch and the first down across midfield on the catch and run.
Fumbled it.
Tom. Oh, he lost it.
Was he down? That's going to be the question.
Officials are going to come together.
Bingham football.
So give the ball to the Miners. Tom had the first down, lost it as he crossed midfield.
Wait, now I'm confused. We had one that was
pointing. They're going first down.
Okay. We had one that I thought was pointing Bingham first down.
And maybe
I think he might have been pointing to the spot where they said it was down, so that's on me.
Our officials must be wearing the wireless mics tonight too to go through that quick conversation.
Yep. Bingham was trying to get that change.
Yes, they were.
Ready to bring the offense out.
They were trying to go old school football, and the high school football still is old school football with no replays. Hey, just fake it till you make it. All I know is I was part of a game in 2000 where our running back went down and was in a cloud of dust. He spun the football as he got up. Our opponent jumped on it, and the officials gave him the football. I'll never forgive it. I'll never forget it.
You know, I love our officials, but, I mean, they've been holding Carbon back for decades.
Forever. It's the whole reason we haven't won since 2000.
And the only reason.
The 0-1 season was way worse, believe me. Got to throw on first down. Pump it, throw it, got a wide open man. It is Robinson, and it took him out of bounds. Trey Robinson.
We've seen the out route already tonight. The double move by Trey, that corner bites. And boy, they're fortunate that Blake didn't throw that just a touch further inside. That wind is blowing kind of near the camera. That might have had some impact, but boy, that one could have been 6 for Lone Peak.
And that first down brought to you by Legacy Power with Trey Robinson making that catch. Only fitting to bring in Legacy Power right now. Smart energy solutions for a better future.
It must have been the wind.
It did. It blew him right out of bounds. Yeah, there is a pretty good wind coming from the south as we got a delay game. And I don't think these are new play clocks, right?
I don't think so.
There's only a couple schools left that don't have the play clocks in the back of the end zone, but I get the privilege of being in a studio on Friday nights during football season. So
yeah, you a little chilly out here. I mean, the wind's blowing.
The elements are a little much.
It's a little humid out here in Alpine tonight.
Now, luckily, I went to Florida. I know this isn't humid. That was humid. And now another penalty. We can expect this on the first night.
The barometric pressure really getting to us up here atop the press box. How's that? Another penalty going to back Lone Peak up.
New press box, we were told to expect it to move quite a bit. Now, I will say it has moved, but it has not moved recently. At least not to memory.
And I've been on worse. It's not bad.
Now, I got to give it, it's usually when people are on the stairs behind us.
Yeah.
But I tell you, it is hard to, we talked about favorite settings. Lone Peak's a good one too.
Yes.
Now, granted, it is the mirror image of Corner Canyon. It's going to throw on first down and long, and that ball maybe tipped again, a little affected there. Falls harmlessly to the turf.
Pass is incomplete.
That's one trying to thread and just a little off the mark there.
Do you want to know how we're not used to regular season? You got Seth Haskett running down in the back of the end zone to get a ball. He's used to doing that in practice. Hey, fella, you got 25 seconds.
Fair point.
Second down and 20. Gonna run it. Wild off the edge, and Brooks gets down to the 25-yard line. It's a gain of 6. Gonna make it third down and about 14 yards.
And we talked about some of these players for Lone Peak tonight. How about Gabriel Tom on that run? Comes up just 5'9", but he's not afraid to lower the pads and try to create a block. His block really sets that edge for Wild to get around. He'll pick up 5 yards. Nice help there by his backfield teammate.
So third down and 15.
Third down and 14.
I'll call it 14, sorry. Robinson, the near side receiver. Gonna throw. Still looking, gonna come near side. fires, looking for Robinson, and a little tall, trying to throw it on the run.
Ball's incomplete.
And kind of in no man's land here. You do have some wind to try the field goal, and that's actually what they look like they're going to do. Try to take advantage of the wind. Is Adam Connors going to come on to try the 42-yard field goal.
This is when Lone Peak is wishing they had Ian Sanchez from last year. Moose talked about him. What a great kicker he was. See if Adam Connors can do his best Sanchez impersonation here.
If Moose can unmute, we'll let him talk about it. As Connors gonna have to try it again, as we got some flags on the play.
We have a penalty before the play.
So Moose has not yet unmuted. Gonna give him a chance to talk about some special teams, but he has to. He's got to turn his mic on. Brian and Jeff are ready to go. All right, Brian. All right, Jeff.
Happens when we try to talk special teams. They just don't want to. And all due respect to the kickers out there, nobody wants to hear about it.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff and I get to skip it during red zone. What about you, Brian?
Yeah.
I'm just here to watch the domination of the snack bar by Jeff Hansen.
Guys, they've got some maple bars. This is going to be blasphemy of me to say. It is better than a cougar tail. They put the maple on a spoon. It's unbelievable. You've got to get down there. It's the Lone Peak Trail team. They're fantastic. $3 for the best maple bar you've ever had in your life.
Yeah, the Lone Peak Chevaliers. Now, I can't remember if that's the drill team or if it's the cheerleaders, but yeah, you're absolutely right. So Connors can get backed up after the illegal substitution. So now, 47-yard field goal.
I thought maybe a flinch up front. It's got the distance.
How about it? Right down the pipe. 47 yards out, no problem.
It would have been good from 57. How about the kick from Adam Connors? Moose, you'll love to see it.
Love to see it, Moose. I'd love to see you unmute your mic, but it isn't working for some reason. Hit refresh and put the stuff back in, buddy. 3:50 left in the half, a 47-yard field goal. Take advantage of the wind, and it's 3 straight scores on 3 straight possessions.
Yeah, and tell you what, if I'm a Lone Peak fan, I'm just grateful we had points. Jackson Blake didn't have the same rhythm he had in the early drives of this game for Lone Peak. You wonder if that hit, we talked about that big hit from McBride, maybe rattled him. See if he can settle back down into the rhythm he had in the first quarter.
Lone Peak football on the Rewind Sports Network, also brought to you by Black Desert. Remarkable within reach. And then Walmart. Save money, live better. And as always, presented by G2G Bars. Helping busy people eat well when they're on the go. Fresh, healthy, and delicious. When you eat one, you'll know.
That's kind of my motto with maple bars as well. You eat one. Sure, that's much healthier and better for me.
Anybody who watched our pregame show knows I have been missing a lot of things during the break. You can hit the gym all you want, but if you eat too many maple bars, you can't see the difference.
Yeah. That's got to be my problem, right? Because, yeah.
So this Bingham offense found some momentum on their last possession. And we'll see what they're going to find here on this possession, Dane. But it was good to see. It wasn't the ground game, surprisingly. The ground game has been there. But
yeah.
it was as Coach Whittingham would say, the throw game that got going.
Please don't use that term. It was. Salazar did a nice job on the little bootleg and found his man wide open. Gave him great momentum. I mean, they finished that drive out stout. See if that momentum can carry over here.
Main in motion. Gonna throw back screen. Got his man. Nice read. Nice job at taking your keys. Matthias Nawahine. That's what your captain does.
All right, now here's the deal. Bring out the matrix. Was the penalty behind the line of scrimmage, in front of the line of scrimmage? Did he get beyond the line of scrimmage? Or?
No, I'm guessing it's a legal formation.
Well, that's not fun, Dusty. Come on.
Well, so then it'd be at the line of scrimmage.
Well, the flag is sitting behind. So they always try to get it near the infraction spot.
Illegal shift. 2 men moving at the same time. Penalties decline, they're going to take the play.
So close. So close.
but yet so far away. And I'm not singing. There's only certain Lone Peak parents that got to listen to me sing all summer.
You know, I really feel robbed by Jeff Hansen. He spun Sing a Fight Song.
He did. But he did. He went to Go Falcons.
That's not a fight song.
I think he knows his school fight song. As they're going to keep the ball on the ground here on first down, and on the carry, number 21, that is Chase Swenson, with the name that Coach Jones gave me. He said, hey, we got some guys, we'll see how we work them in, and Chase Swenson was one of those names. He said last year we had a three-headed monster running the football, and said we'd love to have it back this year, but we'll figure it out. And they're going to throw the ball, 3rd down and 6.
I do like how many guys they're trying to run the football with. It feels like the Bingham of old, right? When they would hit you with 6, 7 different running backs in some form or fashion. Not all running backs, but just creative ways to try to get the ball to athletes in space. And we've seen them go back to that here tonight.
Just no quarterback sneak on 1st and 10.
What about 3rd and 6?
3rd and 6, fake the run, gonna go with Maine on the reverse. Got a blocker out in front, and Maine gonna have the first down a little bit more. Goes out of bounds at around the 38, 39 yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, Bingham.
Boy, how about the offensive line on that play? Such a good job sealing off. Thought there were a couple of lanes for Lone Peak, but the line able to stick with those defenders and give enough room for Maine to get outside. I'll tell you, I mean, I'm excited to see Maine with the ball in his hands down the field.
Yeah.
But man, running with Maine,
they found something with
it. Great option.
Yeah. They found a wrinkle to use him. 2:37 left in the half, 1st and 10. Play action, roll near side, fire short. Catch is made by Brimhall, got a nice block across the 50-yard line and is escorted out of bounds. Mark him out at the 47 in Lone Peak territory. 1st and 10, Bingham.
Was a nice block by the senior Britton Anderson, able to come back and help clear a little lane for his receiver. We've seen them a couple times on that bootleg, and just enough time for Salazar to execute out of it. He's been confident. Feels like his confidence growing as this game proceeds.
This offense is growing.
Yeah.
They've found their rhythm as well. Hey, how about the crowd on hand tonight?
Good.
Crowd from
yeah.
Lone Peak. Bingham nearly filling out their far side. And school isn't even in session yet. 2 seconds, 1 second. Bingham will take a timeout. So, timeout, Miners. All right, let's try this one more time. And he's standing down there by them. Moose, unmute your mic. We're going to play it like a game. Unmute your mic. Here he is, Moose Bingham. Moose, how about the field goal? Let's give you a chance on that 47-yarder.
The field goal was absolutely beautiful coming in. I loved it, and it was really frustrating as a kicker watching the penalty going back. That just shows the grit of this young Lone Peak kicker. Love to see it. Even Ian Sanchez last year missed his first field goal. Not this new kid. You gotta love it. And for Bingham on that PAT, I hate the Daffy Duck formation. It's the worst thing in the world.
Hey, you were on a team that scored on a Daffy Duck against Lone Peak in the playoffs.
You know what? It's been so long it doesn't matter. Get rid of the Daffy Duck. It's awful. Good.
We'll get a little bit more from Moose, Jeff, and Brian as we're close to the end of the first half. Dana didn't get to hear that. He says he doesn't like the Daffy Duck.
I think I remember that.
1st and 10, gonna roll far side, now gonna run.
Has some room.
Coach Jones said, hey, he can use his legs. Gets inside the 30-yard line, down around the 25. Mark him out at the 27. Again, another first down for Bingham.
And how about the job of this offensive line? We talk about all the pressure Lone Peak was getting with that defensive line early on. Not the case, and I love Salazar that time. Couldn't tell if it was a called run or not. I think it was.
I think it was.
But, man, able to show some wheels, some speed, and a big gain for Salazar on the ground as here come the Miners.
Coach Jones asked him, hey, tell me about Salazar versus, it was he, and I mentioned earlier, he and Kai Ely battling out for the quarterback position. He said, but we like that Salazar can use his legs. He's not Dallin Martinez. Not many guys are. But he can use it when we need him to. Salazar faking to Sudbury. Now go back to him. Carson up the sideline. Puts his shoulder down inside the 15. It'll be 1st and 10 once again for Bingham.
Boy, if you can get that throw back to Carson Sudbury, give me that every time. All sorts of space up the sideline. Salazar again seeing that pressure come right at him, able to quickly dump that off underneath. and Sudbury does the rest.
If this was the fourth quarter, I'd be saying Bingham doesn't want to score too quickly, but they got to find the end zone inside of 2 minutes left in the second quarter, down to 1:50 on a running clock. And we're gonna have a timeout for Coach Art Brockbank. Now let's go to Brian Brown. Brian, how good does it feel as a staff when you see your offense starting to catch a little momentum?
It's a great feeling, and I think it's one of those things that is so prominent about Freddie Fernandez is they want to stick with it constantly, right? They want to ground and pound, and I talk about that a lot. The other thing, when you're a coach, sometimes you have to make those little adjustments, and we saw on that last third down, Bingham went with more of their sprint, their dime package there, able to get pressure on play. He throws the incompletion, they force the field goal there. So it's always such a delicate balance as a coach, right? When to make the adjustment, how to make the adjustment. And you're seeing offensively, they've stuck with it, and it's paid off.
Well, and it's interesting, all the movement and the using of the backs has kind of opened this up as well.
It has, and that's the point of misdirection, right? You want to get the defense leaning one way and then cut back and cross the other way. That's the old Norm Chow style of play calling, and Freddie Fernandez, he is a legend here. For those who know, for those who don't, study how he calls plays and you'll learn a lot.
1st and 10, Bingham out of the timeout. Gonna keep it on the ground. Brimhall, how about this young man? Gets near the first down marker. It'll be about just shy of it. It'll be 2nd down and inches.
Well, you run that play action enough times that, you know, that line starts to think, I'm not going to hand it off. I stop by Brimhall there. Big lane up front. Able to take it down inside the 5.
Penalty marker is down.
Stop me if I've said this in the first half. We got a penalty on the play. Beyond the line of scrimmage, on the line of scrimmage, or behind the line of scrimmage. Well, interesting, they've already... So Jaden Mayberry going to come off. Coming on is Toa Tonavasa.
I think it's just a blood thing.
Okay. No. Unsportsmanlike conduct on Lone Peak. Oh, helmet to helmet.
With an ejection.
Well, so that's not unsportsmanlike conduct. That'd be personal foul.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like Mayberry's bleeding pretty well on that forearm. Looks to be okay, but well, that's one. There's a lot of different things that could be there. We don't like to speculate, won't, but.
Well, so being ejected from the game is Fihi Maunga.
Whew. That's a big one. We talked about him up front. His size and physicality he's brought tonight, and Coach Brockbank out. He wants to understand what this is now. Representatives from both staffs going to come out here.
Because the thing is, if it's unsportsmanlike conduct, you get 2. But then you saw them. That's kind of interesting. You got to go through like one of the big 3 of why you'd have an immediate ejection there.
And I didn't see anything after the play that looked overly aggressive or confrontational. Of course, it doesn't have to be, right? Big 3 can be a number of different things. Well, 3.
Like 3 of them.
Math is hard.
You know, but you're a math guy, so. I was waiting to see if we have a TV timeout for just Coach Brockbank going through things. Let's go back to our guys. Jeff Hansen, let's get some Jeff Hansen musings, if you will. Jeff?
I got a question for you, Dustin. You told me it's Knight Stadium, right? One night?
Knight, yep, singular.
Yeah, somebody needs to tell the guy who made the banner of Knight Stadium, because it's Knight Stadium right on the press box.
On the press box says Knight Stadium.
Yeah. So, I don't know who's teaching plural and singular here at Lone Peak, but somebody's getting it wrong.
I'll make a call.
Thank you.
Hey, we got to be phonetically correct. So, 1st and goal at the 2-yard line. Gonna go Brimhall. Brimhall gets stood up and driven back. Nice job and knifing through Junior Tahi. looking like John Henry Daly.
Yeah, that was a great move by Junior Tahi. A big linebacker bursting through. I love going back to Brimhall. Worked well on the last play, but Tahi attuned to it and able to shut it down.
I wonder if they kind of just go through and say, hey, numbers mean something here. So if you're a playmaker on the defense, you gotta wear number 9.
Well, yeah, because you think, was it Seth Dahl or Daly?
Dahl and Daly.
Dahl?
And then 13 was Siri a couple years ago on that state championship team.
Yeah.
So lost a yard, 45 seconds on a running clock. Go back to the ground, trying to get to the edge. Brimhall is stood up and dropped. Nice job on knifing through initially to get the contact through the towel. And then Goff came up to stop him with Junior Tahi. And then that'll be 3rd down and goal.
Yeah, you go from a 1st and goal to 2, inside stuffed, outside tracked down. Now you got a 3rd and goal. I think it's 2-play territory for Bingham here. That wind is picking up, and you're almost kicking right into it.
Yeah.
I think I'm probably saying, hey, I got 2 opportunities. I wouldn't be shocked to see maybe a play action here, see if you can get something in the flat, and then on a 4th down, you could try to pound it in one more time. But good stops here from Lone Peak.
So it's impressive, especially because you lose Maunga
Yeah.
on 1st down, and then they've been able to come through and make the play, and it's Tahi able to read keys and come through. I expect Freddie Fernandez, this has got to be a play action.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Because 4th down, you definitely expect play action.
Now the problem is Salazar's right-handed, you're on the near hash. So you don't have a lot of room to work with that play action, but see if you can bring Sudbury across the front.
Yeah.
Maybe drop a player like Maine in the back.
Well, yeah, because my main thought is he can go back to the wide side of the field. He can turn and throw that little throwback.
The problem is with this window, that throwback is a challenge.
It could hang up, right? Yeah. Sudbury comes back on the field. He was not on the field on 2nd down.
It's a shame all those new houses to the south are not providing much of a wind block.
At all. And Bart Brockbank takes a timeout. So timeout on the field, we'll take it with them. We'll be right back with the 3rd down. You're watching Lone Peak Football on the Rewind Sports Network, brought to you by G2G Bar. Goal from the 4-yard line. Salazar in the shotgun. Play action. Try to roll near side, and down he goes. But Mulitalo the 2nd, Junior the 3rd with the sack. And it'll be 4th and goal at the 10.
Boy, it looked like a miscommunication. Salazar came up immediately, had a conversation with a teammate, but that miscommunication, deadly, a big loss on the play, and that's the risk you run on a 3rd and goal from short, trying to pass it. The pressure, that pass rush of Lone Peak back on that play, timely rush when needed, and now, boy, if you're Bingham, this is not what you want to be facing.
It is not. They ran it down to just inside of 2 seconds to take the timeout. And it's going to bring on the field goal unit more than likely here for Coach Jones to make this a 1-possession game.
I'm not going to lie, this is not as easy as just moving your game controller to the left and pushing all power, right? There's some skill to this one.
All right, this is going to upset Jeff Hansen, but let's go out to Moose. Moose, what's it like when you got a headwind coming right at you to try to make this kick?
It's really difficult. You want to drive the ball, but you don't want to kick it too low so that it can get blocked. You've got a lot of good kickers here at Bingham with Riley Whitaker, number 90. You've got a lot of different guys doing a lot of different things, but they have a solo field goal kicker that Riley Whitaker isn't. So it's going to be interesting to see that kicking battle continue throughout the season. I think he's going to make it, but this is tough, especially with the angles that are going on and this daffy duck crap that they're trying to do again.
So bring him out. And again, what Moose was just saying, doesn't want to kick it too low because you want to punch it through the wind, but if it's too low, you're going to kick it into the block. So Cole Frankham comes on for the 27-yard field goal. Good snap hold. And no good. Moose talked about the angle, and it stayed straight.
We talked about it, and I don't know how much that wind played into it. It almost died down momentarily for that kick, but missed opportunity there for Bingham, and boy, that sack now ever so costly for the Miners.
So costly. We go to halftime. It is Lone Peak leading Bingham 17-7. You're watching Lone Peak football on the Rewind Sports Network. We'll step aside when we come back. We'll rejoin with the whole crew. You're watching Lone Peak football on the Rewind Sports Network. Halftime score, Lone Peak 17, Bingham 7. Second half ready to go. Dusty Litster, Dane Stewart with you. We got Brian Brown, Moose Bingham, and Jeff Hansen roaming around the sidelines. Dane, that was a fun first half.
It was a fun first half, and you know, it's always hard week one. You don't quite know what to expect. I thought I might see Lone Peak run it a little bit more. I think for Bingham, I didn't see a lot that I didn't expect, but I saw a lot of players that I didn't know how much depth they would have. Their depth there. Our preseason poll had them top 5, and you see why. Good versatility out of both sides tonight. Short
kick taken by the up back. Gives some room on the outside. Been able to catch the outside and then track down around the 30-40 line. On the return was Chase Swenson. But it'll be Bingham football at the 34-yard line. And this offense, we talked about, kind of caught some fire at the end of the half. Anthony Salazar found some room through the air.
Yeah, he did, and it helped the ground game get going. You know, one of the questions I was going to ask our guys down on the field was if they saw a difference in how Bingham was trying to pick up this defensive pressure of Lone Peak, because really from about the 10-minute mark of the second quarter, we didn't see a lot of pressure until that third down stop. So we'll see if Bingham offensive line can keep those blocking downfield and keep the intensity of this Lone Peak defensive line in check.
Swenson got the kick return. He also got the first carry of the second half. And that was a good gain on first down, a gain of 5. Make it second down and 5. Matthias Nawahine on the stop. He's got to be the younger brother of Nawahine.
Has to be, right?
Has to be. If he's not, we'll deem him that way and let someone fix it later. And here comes Swenson. And Swenson stymied at the line of scrimmage. It'll be third down and about 5.
And that time Lone Peak bringing pressure right up the middle, sensing, hey, we want to take an opportunity, try to stop what they thought was going to be a run play. Did a nice job. Just overwhelm the offensive line with numbers, take away your running lanes, and bottle it up for no gain. It is a big third down here for Bingham to start this second half.
So third down and 5 on this opening drive of the second half. The Miners got down inside the 5-yard line and were denied, missed a field goal to make this a one-possession game either way. So on third and 5, they go to the shotgun.
But like how many guys are in the box for Lone Peak here?
Oh, miscommunication on the play. Salazar got away from 1. He's not going to get there. After the 40-yard line, a gain of 1. It'll be fourth down and 4, and the punting unit will come on for the Miners.
I thought for a moment he was going to pick it up. Looked like the middle there was open for Salazar. It was fortunate for Lone Peak defensively. They had a defender there to bring him down, but boy, yeah, you're right. Broken play there, trying to salvage it. Unable to do it, and Lone Peak will get the ball back. Opportunity for a big punt here can really pin Lone Peak deep.
Now Wahine back deep. Oh, good pressure. Able to get that one away. Now Wahine will take it at the 15-yard line. Slips a couple. There's that moment I was like, can he get his foot loose? Couldn't do that. Speaking of Nawahine, I haven't to check and see if Shawnee Nordstrom's hanging out here. Bring some good luck to the Lone Peak Knights. Sure, Nancy Warner, if she's not here, she's watching the stream.
I saw Coach Warner walk in. Yep. Yep, so Nancy's here.
No, I should have made sure she came up and did an interview during halftime.
We should have.
I know.
Should have.
Things I think of after the moment. I know intern Kenzie would love to see Coach once again. Kenzie did all the Lone Peak games with me last year. She'll be making her on-air debut tomorrow on the Red Zone.
Hey, how about that? Awesome.
We're going to have viewers in restaurants in Colorado, all kinds of people. I'm sending a link everywhere. So first possession of the second half for Lone Peak. Going to keep it on the ground. Slipped one tackle and then buried on the carry for the Knights. It was Gabriel Tom. And a nice job of getting through, making the stop there was, I believe that was Bodie Peterson.
Jace Dupay in on the stop as well. Nice run pursuit there by Bingham.
Jace Dupay, a part of that family. Dupay football line as that ball flipped out in the flat catch made. Oh man, that was a big pop. Nothing you like more than getting held up and you have Peppa come up and just add a little salt to the Peppa. He knocks you down.
That's all of 6 foot, 300 pounds. It's a big family. They've had Bingham Miners here for years. And we talked about Peppa in our preview show, and he showed some of that talent and size there on that second down tackle.
Third down and long. Fires short of the mark, rebounced it in, and it'll be incomplete. And a nice job by the Miner defense. They get a stop. Throwing into this wind, and you notice that nose just dove on that throw.
Yeah, it did. And that's a throw that I think Blake was making in those opening drives. And that time, yeah, it just kind of dives into the turf. Not an opportunity, and the Bingham defense does its job.
So kicking into the wind is Lone Peak is Doty back deep. Get a good foot. You saw that ball die around the 45. It was touched by Bingham. Ball still loose. Doty has it. Or does he? No, Lone Peak has it. He cannot return it. You can't return the fumble on a return. And there's a Lone Peak football coming up with that. And that was just weird. Leslie Dalgardston with the recovery.
That's a hard thing. You see that ball dive, and you're trying to get under it as a fielder, and just doesn't catch it clean. It's now live on the turf. Doty thought he might have it, did not. Lone Peak, just like they drew it up, Dusty.
You got to be yelling, Peter, Peter, Peter. Get away from the ball. But I don't blame him trying to make that catch.
No.
Just couldn't do it. So 1st and 10, Lone Peak after the muff punt at the 43-yard line of the Bingham Miners. Two receivers near side, one at the top of the screen. Shift, empty backs. Blake has nowhere to go downfield. Nice job by that linebacking core, keeping everything in front of him. But Blake, nice carry, showing him a little wiggle there.
Yeah, it was a nice decision. Lone Peak, we've seen a couple times where they take their two backs and run them up into the slots, and Bingham was trying to respond defensively, just able to get position, but really nothing open. Blake does a nice job just trying to get some yardage, picks up about 6.
Again, Lone Peak football brought to you by G2G Bar, helping busy people eat well when they're on the go. Fresh, healthy, and delicious. When you eat one, you'll know. By the way, the peanut butter chocolate bar is absolutely spectacular. No joke. Gonna throw, second down and short, fires. Ooh. Nearly picked, nearly caught, but drops.
That was Doty, I believe, trying to make a break on that.
Yeah, I thought Charger Doty would be charging in the end zone.
Yeah.
So 3rd down and 4. So 3 receivers near side, one at the top of the screen. Throw up the rail, that ball died again.
See, and I think that's one where Blake may be overthinking it a little bit. You've got roll coverage over the top. They're trying to slide that route in along the sideline. If that's one you put a little more air under and try to lead your receiver.
Yeah.
But with the wind, you're thinking, I got to cut it through. And now you get stuck kind of in no man's land, and next thing you know, it's 4th down.
You know, these kids don't know this, but Phil Sims can throw through the wind, so can you. And Phil Simms said he just had to throw a tight spiral. He's like, there's one thing I'm good at when he thinks he has good at a lot of things. He threw a tight spiral.
And that's where the elements tonight have made their impact. The wind dying down a little bit. Don't overthink it. Just go play, right?
Yeah. 4th down, gonna go for it. Fire again. Catch is made. 1st down. Is that Jay Sean on the catch?
It's Brooks
No,
Wild.
Brooks Wild.
And that's experience right there. He had the sticks, but you see him reach out there late, doing everything he can to try to keep this drive alive, and does so.
So 1st and 10, Lone Peak. Again, this drive extended by the muff punt from Bingham. The wind system that came through, we watched it come at us. I was worried it had rain in it because it was pretty shady down there. Kind of maybe passing through now. 1st and 10, gonna throw. Blake fires, got his man! Inside the 15-yard line, that's Huffines.
I thought he was actually gonna go to Wild, who was running a similar seam route on the other side, but underneath it was Hoffines, and a great job because you kind of slid that ball underneath while Wild's pulling that safety and a big gain, and you're inside the red zone.
So 1st and 10 inside the 15-yard line. We'll go 2 by 2 here for Lone Peak. Near side receiver, that is Jay Sean. Had the touchdown earlier. Looking left, gonna throw left, got a man there, go up, make the catch! Robinson pulls it in! Touchdown! Trey Robinson! Thought he had a touchdown going this way in the 1st quarter. No doubter on that one.
And that's one where we talked about don't overthink it. Just go play your game. Confidently throwing it up there, trusting his senior receiver Robinson to go and get it. Trey does. And it's 23-7.
And when Trey Robinson scores, you get the Legacy Power read. Legacy Power, smart energy solutions for a better future. Legacy Power, a proud sponsor of Lone Peak football on the Rewind Sports Network. The point after is good. Let's go down to a former high school football coach, Brian Brown. Brian, how about to be sponsored from Bingham after getting them up punt and making the most of it?
Yeah, you see the importance of controlling the football in that one, Dusty, and a big part of it there at the very end. Bingham doing everything they can to try and put some pressure on there. Come with the double A gap blitz. We used to call that apples back in the day. Who knows what they call it now? But you leave those defenders one-on-one on the outside, and Robinson goes up and makes a great play. But I think you mentioned it with the muff punt. That's a darned if you do, darned if you don't situation, right? Because you've got all that traffic in there, so you've got to try and secure the ball. You can't really make the Peter call or the fire call. And you see that's one of those situations where the ball doesn't bounce in your favor. And really a ton of credit to Lone Peak for capitalizing on the momentum and going up ahead now. 2 scores, 3 scores. Math is hard down here.
Hey, Moose, when you go through win, do you guys go through these conversations as a special teams? Go through, hey, Aaron, we're going to handle win situations?
Yeah, you go through win situations all the time. I always have kickers go out, train in the wind. The punter on that last punt, the ball actually was affected by the wind. It came outside, and it came off the side of his foot instead of staying in that meaty spot where he wanted it, in the strike zone. And it ended up good, but it just shows you how important special teams are in this game. With special teams, it's a 10-point swing right now, and it could be 17-10 right now. But you got to see that your special teams, if you're not working on them day in, day out, focusing on the win, it's going to be a tough season for you. That's a third of the game, and you got to focus on it. But I think Charger's going to come back and make something special happen because he's a special athlete. I've been impressed with him. I haven't been impressed with his gloves, though.
Jeff, did you finally get your hot dog?
I got a hot dog. I just wish I was as cool under punter as Blake is. Man, he's just throwing these balls up. These Lone Peak receivers going up and getting it. What a performance.
I tell you, the kid has been awesome tonight. I mean, you talk about what we've seen since that first drive. I mean, it has been, you know, when I talked to Brock Bacon, he said Comer-ish, and he may put some qualifiers behind it, right? But you see I see what he sees with that.
Yeah. Well, I think there's still some consistency there, right? But man, I mean, you gotta love some of the reads he's make when he's playing with confidence. That dude can move an offense. He can be a problem.
Now, I was on the phone with Bart, but now I kind of envision it that his eyes lit up. But he told me about his wide receivers. He goes, this guy. Now these dudes are burners. He's like, I think we can do some special stuff. And then he mentioned obviously those are more of our possession guys. But dude, we got some burners on this team.
Well, I think Mayberry's one of those that we're going to be talking about for years to come. Dusty loves kind of the slot guys, right? There's a lot of offenses that have been really prolific by some of those short guys and speed guys. And I've been impressed. They've taken Mayberry to the outside and said, hey, we're going to trust you one-on-one. And he's won a lot of battles.
A nice job on that defense. And once again, Junior Tahi, have a night, young man. Junior middle linebacker has been spectacular.
Yeah, he has been. And, you know, that's the thing for me. I think Bingham has done a really nice job of staying with who they are. Not trying to, you know, abandon the game plan, trust the offense. But it feels like Lone Peak is starting to feel better and better about it defensively here in the second half.
It's one of those games that'll be like Taki. I wish it was just Taki.
Yeah.
Gonna throw. Salazar lofts it up. The ball hung up in the air, and just for a minute, thought might be an interception opportunity.
Yeah.
But Landon Gobb couldn't get to that one, and the ball's incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and long.
And that's the thing where even Salazar today, when he has thrown the ball, he's had pressure.
Yeah.
Hasn't always been in his face. There's been some pursuit from behind, but he's had to get that ball out quickly because Lone Peak has done a nice job of getting in the backfield. That time he's thrown right into a defender coming right at him. He's just trying to live for another down, and probably fortunate that time he was able to do so.
So 3rd down and 11. What kind of stuff does Coach Fernandez have up his sleeve? And they're not taking timeout. That was nearly a delayed game, and this is what you do expect in that first game, right? It's operationally, hey, getting in and out of the huddle and picking those things up. We want to thank those people who support Lone Peak football. We mentioned G2G Bar, brand messenger, pardon me, G2G makes fresh, healthy, and delicious grab and eat food for busy people with all natural ingredients, no preservatives, and plenty of protein. G2G Bars are perfect for anyone who needs a quick, tasty, and nutritious boost. The experts who develop and perfect G2G Bars are passionate about nutrition, but they also understand that the world's healthiest bars are worthless if they taste like cardboard. That's why you'll always find G2G Bars in the refrigerator section, made with fresh and familiar ingredients and crafted into delicious combinations to make it fun and easy to eat healthy. No matter where your busy life, eat healthy, no matter where your busy life takes you. And G2G Bars is the presenting sponsor of Lone Peak football on the Rewind Sports Network. You also want to thank doTERRA. doTERRA's products help athletes around the world maintain the highest level of health and wellness. Learn more about how you can up your health and wellness game at doTERRA.com. Also, Tire Factory Point S. No stress with Point S Tire and Auto Service. Tire Factory Point S in American Ford. Again, we want to thank all the sponsors who jump in and support Lone Peak football on the Rewind Sports Network. But this actually benefits the program, as all those sponsors know. But if you're a Lone Peak business, you're in the area, support Lone Peak football. This money goes into that program. It goes right into the football program, and it helps them with all the stuff they're trying to do. And it's our pleasure to be able to produce these streams for you every week. Hope you will enjoy our broadcasting combinations throughout the season. 3rd down and 11 for Bingham. 3-by-1 formation, and now we got a false start. So you take the timeout to get away from the delayed game, and then come out of the timeout and still give up the 5-yard stay.
Yeah, not. They're going to wave it off.
Wave it. Well, okay. It's game 1 for the referees too. There you go. Pressure comes off the edge. Salazar goes deep. Brimhall can't catch up to it. And it'll be incomplete. It'll be 4th down, and the punting unit will come on once again for the Bingham Miners.
Boy, and that play is executed just the way you want it. Have room to step up in that pocket. Brimhall's got to step to the outside. If you throw that ball to the sideline, you've got the gain. Instead, there's too much trying to take it vertical. It ends up being overthrown and incomplete. Right play call, opportunities there. It's one you're going to watch in film room and be like, guys, we got to complete this one.
And the wind's still a little bit of a factor, not as strong as it was at the end of the half. Strong kick, able to take it around the 37-yard line. Nawahine brings it near side, gets inside the 50. Nawahine to the 40. Nawahine, a nice move inside the 30-yard line. How about the kick return from Matthias Nawahine?
How about 2 special teams plays for Lone Peak in this second half that set them both up in Bingham territory? Somewhere right now, Kyle Whittingham is smiling.
Sorry, I was counting up the yardage.
Special teams.
It's a third. Jeff Hansen may not want to recognize it. We won't show it on Rewind or on Red Zone, but it's a third of the game, kind of.
Not mathematically, but you know.
Moose Bingham doesn't agree, but 1st and 10 Knights. I say that in jest. What a return, though, from Matthias Nawahine. Kid's got some wiggle.
Knights will have 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line.
5:54 left in the third. And it's going to be Brooks Wild. Brooks able to lower the boom. And we're going to have a Bingham player have to take off for one play. It's a nice carry there by Brooks Wild. And having to leave for a down is Neil Latham.
Yeah. Brooks Wild's not listed as the biggest guy on the roster, but I'll tell you what. How about lowering the boom there?
Oh, you know what I was going to mention during our pregame show?
Huh.
My favorite tradition? How about the colors our camera guys get?
Hey.
Tino Psyche colors. That's a tradition unlike any other.
That is true.
And Vince has learned from him. I haven't given Vince a shout out yet. And also it's Vince Francis's editing and package building and everything else.
Makes it all work.
He fuels the fire, you know.
And then he glares at us.
Robinson has nowhere to go. Nice job of reading that play. Coming up, shooting his shot, Charger Doty. It'll be 3rd down and 11.
Yeah, nice burst there by Doty coming up. We talked about him in our pregame show. Big expectations for this young man. I think he's going to be a guy by the end of the year. They're going to be talking about him as one of the best to play his position.
Reminds me of Jared Afalava. Went to Nebraska.
Yeah.
Third down and 11. Gonna go deep, got a man, makes the adjustment. Robinson cannot make the catch. And he loves those contested balls.
Okay.
He's gonna come down with that one.
How about at halftime, the guys on the field said what a clean game it's been.
Yeah.
Outside of the muff punt, haven't had a turnover.
Yeah.
And how about we haven't had a pass interference call tonight?
Ah, good call. Oh, we had a 47-yard field goal before. We're going to go 47-yard.
All right, get Moose on the horn. Get Moose on the horn.
Into the win. All right, Moose Bingham. Here's your chance to shine, brother. Go ahead and unmute. Bring you in on the call.
Oh, this is a beautiful time for a kicker. The wind's died down right through the pipes. Here we go. Yes! No!
Wide
Oh,
left.
goodness.
Moose,
My heart, it's broken.
He nailed the pile-on, though. He should get a point for that, right?
Oh, you know what? I'll give him half a point for effort right there. Won't go on the scoreboard, but we'll give him some love because that's a tough one as a kicker. Just these pipes, sometimes the ball doesn't go through like you ask it to.
You know, if this was Australia, that would be 1 point.
Yeah, unfortunately, we live with the good old US of A.
If you haven't watched AFL, I'm telling you, you're missing out. Dane Stewart and I share a YouTube TV account. You should watch those games. It is unreal.
I'm not
unreal.
I'm not gonna lie. The first couple times I saw it, I'm like, "What is this?" I haven't gone and looked at it.
It is
I will.
so awesome.
I will.
So 1st and 10 after the missed field goal, put at the 20-yard line. Oh, here's another thing I changed. They say the ball before it's kicked. As that ball goes through the hands of the intended receiver. All this stuff comes to me after Iono could not. Britton Anderson. No, it was Iono. They have 2 40s almost at every position.
You know, for those who missed our pregame show, you can go back and watch it online.
Yeah.
But we unrolled a new segment, the Rewind Rewheel. I don't know if I like that name. We'll play with it a little bit, but it's a spin game with topics that we'll discuss. So if you have topics you want us to address, hit us up on social media. Let us know.
Yeah.
We'll debut it a couple times over the course of the season. Might be a weekly thing, might not. But we'd love to address your topics and put them on the old Rewind Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, there we go. I like that one.
Yeah.
You're going to go on again on the ground. It's Swenson across the 25-yard line. And Swenson gets it a third and manageable here for Bingham. And they have not been in a lot of third and manageables. It's been a lot of 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6.
Well, when they've had third and manageable, we've seen some penalties back them up and take them out of it, right? So, moment of the game, it's 17-point difference. Got to find a way to get some points here, preferably a touchdown. That means you got to find ways to execute on 3rd down.
Very important drive here for Bingham to extend it. Play clock down to 8. Quick pitch. This is to Maine. Maine found a seam, has a first down across the 30.
It's not Maine.
Golly, man.
I saw it and I was like, that is not Maine. We're debuting someone else in that position.
Carson Stetler.
On the stop of the Knights.
You know, it just goes to show that every time I do a Freddie Fernandez game, I call the running backs different names. I once gave Matty Matuitai a touchdown, and it was actually not Matty Matuitai. It was Edawade. Yeah. One of my favorite games ever, Roy versus Skyview.
How about old Baby T? Boy, he ran out of that formation.
It was Tyler Edawade.
Yeah, no, I know, but
Baby T was awesome. 1st and 10. Salazar throw back across the middle, and that ball died on him. Flag comes out. We're going to have illegal men downfield.
Salazar's pass is incomplete. Penalty marker is down.
Downfield was Javen Pack, and he cannot do that. When your quarterback scrambled, he was looking to help out, but gonna back him up. Now here's your question. Beyond the line of scrimmage, after the line of scrimmage, behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, since it was incomplete, I think that's on like holding penalties.
Yeah. I just wanted to bring it up again.
Oh yeah. We're still learning that rule. We'll get it nailed down.
If Bingham wanted to get away with it, they should just run an RPO. Then he could be 7 yards downfield. That's not a problem. Technically.
That's at Dusty Linster on Twitter, folks.
Hey, watch college football, man. NFL too.
I know. Defensive coaches hate it.
On the run. And Salazar gets a few yards across the 35 to the 36.
All right, here's a fun question for you.
I love fun questions.
We talk about realignment. Region 2, Region 3 battle here for you. I know there's high expectations from other teams in these regions. We haven't seen them yet. Where do you expect Bingham to finish in Region 2? Where do you expect Lone Peak to finish in Region 3?
Oh, man, Region 3, so I saw coaches had him at number 2.
Yeah.
At Sky Ridge, Lone Peak. I think that's about right. 2 or 3 to be the range I'd find them. Between they and American Fork. I've been so impressed with Lone Peak tonight.
Yeah.
Because we, again, couldn't get out of the huddle, and Bingham had to use the timeout. So 2:08 left in the 3rd quarter. Oh, they still got the delay game. They're not going to give them the timeout.
Delay of game charge to Bingham.
So it remains 3rd down. Didn't get the timeout. But Freddie was bringing him over. Maybe he's just taking advantage of the fact they're going to call the penalty. So 3rd down and 12. Gonna throw. Salazar. Gonna tuck and run. He had a little bit of room. Salazar juking his way. It'll be 4th down and 2 as he's popped from behind. Salazar out to the 42-yard line. Need to get to the, well, I guess it'll be a yard. So 4th and 1. I think Freddie likes his chances on 4th and 1. And they're going to take the timeout.
Well, they might look like an official timeout. Oh, injury.
Man. Do you think it's game 1?
Yeah. Yeah. In fairness, you're usually in a studio, so you know, I mean, you don't have near the view you usually have.
Some cramping going on down the field. No, but I think back to your question, I think 2 or 3 is that range for Lone Peak. Skyridge is going to be on paper. Skyridge is going to be every bit they were last year. Now, granted, Lone Peak's still kicking themselves over that game a year ago.
Yep, had them.
Had that game, and then it was Smith Snowden that said, "Jump on my back, boys."
Yeah.
Changed the whole thing.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't put it past Lone Peak.
Can I make a statement real quick?
I love statements.
All right, you and I are going to make a deal. I'm going to force you to make it. Let's make a deal, Dusty.
I feel like this is the Bet David and Joe Rogan last week. Yeah.
This year, you and I cannot talk about playoff streaks regarding Region 2.
Okay.
Because, for instance, when was the last time a Region 2 team made a semifinal?
Oh, I got
right?
you.
So when corner gets there, we can be like, oh, man, it's been 12 years. So that's our deal.
And we have a new quarterback having to come in. I think Salazar got nicked up there. This is Kaili, who comes in on 4th and inches.
Oh,
and
got
getting
stood
through,
up.
knocking the ball, or knocking him back. Swenson had no shot. As once again, this Lone Peak defense doing what Lone Peak defenses do. Harrington comes off celebrating, and it's turnover on downs.
They had a red zone stop inside the 10 to close out the first half. They got a 4th and 1 stop there to give them a short field here inside the 2 to go in the 3rd. With all the graduation of Lone Peak, it's still the Lone Peak defense. The Knights who say nay are still here.
Jeff Hansen said he thinks he saw Salazar run off hurt after that last run. So 1st and 10, Lone Peak. They take a commanding lead in this game. So they go screen. Then Wild gets down to the 35-yard line. 2nd down and 6. No, they're going to put him at the 36-yard line. You know, the near side official always gets me on the marks. That has not changed since I have gone into studios. I don't know how you're a yard apart. 2-by-2 formation this time for Lone Peak. 2 safeties for Bingham. Ball floated a little bit out of his hand. Wild could not pull that one in. It'll be 3rd down and long now for the Knights.
A nice closeout there for Bingham. This would be an important stop. I mean, talk about a minute left. The game could very well be hanging in the balance here for the Miners.
And they need this defense to bow up.
Yep.
So 1:01 left in the 3rd quarter. 3rd down and 7. We'll stay in a 2-by-2. Fired quickly with the pressure coming, and that ball's off the hands of the intended receiver. It'll be 4th down, and now Brockbank. I think I just saw him. Hey, we're going.
Yeah, I think you're at that point in the field where why not, right?
Yeah.
And I love the call there from Bingham. Hey, we're bringing more guys than they can block. We're going to force them to get rid of the ball early, and we're going to try to lock up receivers early in their routes. Pays off for the Miners. Can they do it here on a 4th down and get the offense back out on the field?
So 4th down and 7. Zone read. Interesting call as Blake is dropped at the 34-yard line. And it's a turnover on downs. It'll be Bingham football.
I mean, Wild did a nice job carrying through on the read, but Bingham wasn't fooled by it. Talk about bringing pressure, trying to get to the quarterback in the backfield, overwhelm offensive line, just no room. And there's the stop that Bingham needed.
Yeah, I think the idea there was to get them to over-pursue off the blitz. Did not happen. That was a nay-nay over-pursue. So 1st and 10, Bingham, with 50 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, trailing 24-7. Here on opening night, state of Utah in the high school football season. We have a full schedule of games coming up tomorrow night. Dane will be up at Farmington. Farmington and PG will have West. Or probably West is not playing tomorrow. Is Kaili going to throw? Kaili gets away from the pressure, fires back across the field. Ooh. Dangerous throw, and I thought we'd have a first PI. We will. And they might call that helmet to helmet.
Yeah, that's what I think the call is going to be. Came in high, came in hard. I think that's going to be the call, not a pass interference.
Pass intended for Bronx Walker. But again, West is off tomorrow, but it'll be Timpanogos at Jordan, and then American Fork at Roy. Our 3 Rewind Network games. Of course, Jeff Hansen and I will be in studio at KSL Sports Zone. You can catch us on KSLSports.com, or you can listen to our voices, since one of the two of us has the face for radio, and I don't take that on myself. You'll catch us on 97.5.
We have a sideline warning against Lone Peak.
The sideline warning,
against Lone Peak.
and then the personal foul against Lone Peak as well.
15-yard penalty and a first down from the 49. It's 1st and 10 Miners.
So 1st and 10 from the 49-yard line. Pressure coming. Kaili not going to get away. Ball's loose. Recovered by Lone Peak. Did not feel the pressure. And that ball picked up by Tahi. Why not? Been his night defensively.
You can see that coming. I mean, you're trying to step up, get just a little bit of room to get that ball down the field. And that Lone Peak pressure, able to jar it loose, and Tahi coming up with it. He's been a beast tonight. Old number 9. Back roaming the defense for Lone Peak.
John Henry Daly just came home from his mission. Their fans, well, stone's throw away from here. They're excited to see what that young man can do. 1st and 10, gonna go on the ground. Brooks Wild runs inside the 40-yard line to the 39. You ready for a fun fact?
I love fun facts.
For the first time since, I believe it's 2009, there is not a McChesney on the Lone Peak sideline.
Wow. You ready for another fun fact?
I love fun facts.
Do you know who has the lead in this series all time?
Bingham.
Yes, 7-5 against Lone Peak.
Remember, it was an old region rivalry,
too. In fact,
too.
I think they've won like 4 of the last 5.
Man. So that'll be the end of the 3rd quarter. Let's get some thoughts. We were running through a lot of timeouts there. Let's go down to the sideline. Hey, Jeff, what did you think of that 3rd quarter?
Yeah, a lot of Lone Peak in that 3rd quarter. There's no question about that. I love the way Blake is playing. And then Ryan Denny, man. It's a Ryan Denny defense, and they are all over this backup quarterback for Bingham right now.
Yeah, Ryan Denny's been outstanding. His defense is so good. Brian, what were your impressions of the 3rd?
Get ready. Get set.
You gotta unmute your mic, Brian.
Sorry about that. I was socializing with a unnamed collegiate football player over here, but you know, that was a very telltale 3rd quarter of what happens when turnovers dictate the game. Lone Peak never found a rhythm offensively, never able to fully capitalize on those turnovers. But the biggest thing is that they kept Bingham off the board for the entirety of that 3rd quarter. And you know, this offense is not a modern offense in the sense that they spread you out, they build up tempo, and can score quickly. And you're seeing now with a 2nd-string quarterback, it's really, really hard to get anything going in the game that I'm not supposed to mention according to Dane.
All right, Moose, I know your battery's running low. Give us your final thoughts here tonight, Moose.
This is a really big game, and Salazar going down is huge. Not just for this game, but for the season. It looks like he got hurt on his shoulder, and he's been fun to watch. At times, he's been driving the offense down the field. But what we can see is the grit and determination from Bingham. Who are these kids? What are they going to be? And I love watching Charger Dottie. I think this kid's going to be a star at the end of the day. He's super fun. And it's just a good team, good game, good opportunity to watch 2 of the best teams in the state. And we're going to see them meet up again, hopefully in the playoffs.
No, I agree with you, Moose. All right, go take care of that phone, buddy. But no, I agree with him. He was talking about Salazar being hurt. It looks like he's nursing his shoulder. So we'll see what that means for that youngster and get ready for the 4th quarter.
Yeah, I mean, could see him over on the sideline, jersey off, ice pack on it. Was it week 1 last year when Hillstead went down and thought, boy, this could change the season for Skyridge? Ended up building a little depth for the Falcons. They didn't go unmarked, but boy, in the end, it paid off. And that's why you have a team. We'll see if Bingham can pick up and take care of their quarterback.
No, when I asked Coach Jones about the quarterback competition, he said, well, it's not necessarily over. He said Salazar's playing more consistent down the stretch and going to give him a shot. So that's how close it was between he and Kaili. It does change the offense a little bit because you lose that quarterback running opportunity or ability. But let's thank some more of our wonderful sponsors of Lone Peak Football. Ideal Kitchen and Bath. Do it once and do it right. Tech 9. Tech happily the Tech 9 where Utah goes for custom software development. Second down and 3 to start the fourth quarter. Fires. Robinson makes the grab, has the first down. First and 10. Nice catch there from Robinson. He's been the big play guy, and Trey able to pull that one in and move the chains for the Knights.
I mean, we talked about how much Coach Brockbank was so pleased with his receiving core. Think of how many one-on-one battles they've won tonight. And, boy, you got to be really excited about that if you're a Lone Peak fan.
Absolutely. You're getting within reach. Well, that's what you need, Black Desert. Remarkable. Within reach of the Black Desert. Looking forward to the Black Desert Open down in St. George next October.
First and 10 Knights.
And on first and 10, going to go to the ground. Nice move, still going. And Brooks Wild, what a year of difference it makes with Brooks Wild. Just that one more year of that maturity.
Yeah, and I've been impressed with the physicality of the backs of Lone Peak. We talked about earlier, Wild has had those opportunities. So has Gabriel Tom. Like, they're not afraid to go initiate contact and try to drive and get some extra yardage. And I thought we would see them run a little bit more. I've mentioned that, but when they have, they've not been shy of seeking contact and trying to gain every yard they can.
Every time I see 24 in the backfield, I think of Kobe Freeman.
Yeah.
5 seconds on a play clock, going to go on the ground again. Wild dives inside the 25-yard line. It'll be first and 10, Lone Peak. And while we're at Lone Peak, I talk about Kobe Freeman. You have to mention his running mate, Mason Wake. Made a major announcement today.
Yeah.
He got injured in BYU training camp, and he's decided to call it a career.
Of course, we saw the yacht here at Lone Peak, and for us, the thing that I love the most is seeing kids in high school, and then you see them go to the next level. And was a walk-on at BYU. Thought, we think we'll have an opportunity for you. Awesome to see him in his career, even though he's hurt many teams that I love. But awesome to see Mason, and always sad when injuries and whatnot derail careers. But what a job he did fighting through and getting an opportunity at the next level.
Oh, nearly able to make that one-handed grab. Could not haul that one in. Lost Hopkins, could not pull that pass in. That's one, and again, that's Blake of, he's there.
Yeah.
And he's tried to stick it on him instead of letting him run to the hole.
Yeah.
Second down and 10 for the Knights.
But yeah, just hard to think that time has gone so fast with Mason Wake.
Yep.
The Yacht, one of my favorite nicknames you came up with. So second down and 10. And it'll be on the ground with Wild. Nice pursuit by Bingham. Man, we saw that from up here. Nice job by those white shirts. Set the edge, keep the edge.
Well, and even secondary, quick to recognize the run, coming to their side, allowing themselves to not get eaten up by blocks on the outside. Just not much room to work there.
Also want to thank Title Rams. Start your remodel right with dust-free demolition. And of course, across the street, Walmart. Save money, live better. Across the street, the Walmart. Third down and long. Blake's looking, he got a man that came open late, trying to find Jay Sean. He actually put 2 receivers in the area, and coming back to make that catch is Seth Haskett.
Boy, how about the touch on that throw? You had Cassini Afemua dropping back, leaping, and just able to put that ball over the outstretched hand of number 9. Beautiful throw from Blake. And man, Lone Peak with a first and goal.
So first and goal. Going to keep it on the ground with Wild. Wild driven back. Nice job there by Peppa. Able to get through and make the stop. It's crazy too. Remember, Samote, we had the 2 great nose tackles in the state that year. All those years, Samote Pepe, and the best 6 letters in the history of Utah high school football, Apu Ika, who's now in NFL training camp and having a camp, from what I understand.
Well, and you think about before that, at least for Bingham, you had J2 Fair, right? I mean, you think about the run that we had on interior defensive line.
Starlo Tilele.
Yeah, I mean, it was impressive for a long time. That's awesome to hear Apu's tearing it up. I was kind of hoping my team would draft him. They didn't. That's okay.
Oh, C-Red, that's right.
Yeah.
I was hoping the Raiders would draft him too, to be quite frank with you. We can use all the
he's
help
a
we can
steal,
use.
man. Come on, guys.
But got a cramping issue down on the field. Let's go down to our guys again. Hey, Jeff, you any concerns with you cramping up here late in the second half?
Guys, I've been cramping up for like 3.5 quarters, so yeah, there's a lot of concern.
I missed you there. What was that?
Yeah, I've been cramping up for like 3.5 quarters. So it's pretty brutal down here. I can empathize with these guys on the field.
Now, I know you've made it a thing every year, even before you start with Rewind, to go see the first game of the year. How different is it for you? We do the hour-and-a-half pregame show, now we're part of the broadcast. Look at it.
Oh, man, it's a blast, and it's what it's supposed to be, man. High school football's fun. The environment here is fantastic tonight. Really, both sides. Bingham traveled well. You've got a full sideline over there on the Lone Peak side. It's everything you want high school football to be. It's been a tremendous night here.
Hey, Brian, when the big fellas start cramping up, does it become an epidemic down the sideline?
Pepe back up on his feet.
Pepe gets back up. We'll get Brian figured out. Just a little glitch there. So come back out, second down and goal for the Knights. 2 receivers near side, 2 receivers at the top of the screen. And it is Wild in the backfield.
9-yard line, second down and goal for the Knights.
Remember, the clock is running, so Lone Peak coaches are telling their guys, hey, let's chill out here for a second. They're looking to put this game away. They go. Play action, fires, near side catch is made. And Robinson knocked out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. So Trey Robinson gets to the 4. It'll be second down, probably third down and goal.
Thought that Blake might try to force that to the back corner of the end zone. Made the better decision there to come underneath, get the yards you can, and set yourself up just a little bit closer to that end zone. Good to see that maturity from the senior come to play there.
His backup quarterback, and I'm trying to scan the sidelines to make sure I'm right on that. Isaac Staley is listed on this roster.
From the 4-yard line, third down and goal for the Knights.
So third and goal, and Brockbank wants the timeout. So the play clock was running down, and timeout taken. We'll take it with them. Third and goal when we come back. You're watching Lone Peak football on the Rewind Sports Network. So out of the timeout, third down and goal. Empty set. Pressure coming off the edge. Fire to the corner. And that ball drifted toward the back. It'll be fourth down and goal for Lone Peak. Let's see if they take the points here.
So you think you want to play quarterback, huh? How about you just have 6 foot 185 bearing down on you in a full sprint? You got to place a ball in a window that's no bigger than 1 square foot.
And
good luck.
Yeah, really good luck. And looks like they're going to go for it. 7 seconds on the play clock, down to 5.
Gotta hurry.
Gotta hurry, 3 seconds. And now Lone Peak will take their second charge timeout. Yeah, you think you want to play quarterback? Have you watched the Netflix documentary, Quarterback?
No.
Oh, I knew better.
I've heard it's awesome. I don't have Netflix.
I know, that's why I knew better.
Yeah.
Hey, let's see. Jeff, you watched Quarterback?
Yeah, I've watched enough of Quarterback to know that Dan needs to watch Quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, I'm watching with my wife, watching with Megan, and the first thing Megan said to me was, does Kirk Cousins just get hit more than anybody else?
It's a fantastic show, and it really goes to show how difficult the position is. Because you guys are right, you're talking about it. You got to make throws on a dime under pressure. But even the throws when you're in a steady pocket, it's not easy. And that's what makes what Jackson Blake has done so special tonight. First game as the firmly established starter against a tough Bingham team. He's looked great.
I thought he's been spectacular. And actually, got to give a lot of love to Gary Trowbridge. I thought he's had a terrific plan for him tonight.
Yeah, I think we've seen some moments again where there's opportunities for maturation. But for really like, hey, it's your senior year, it's opening night, he's done a nice job.
Yeah.
Especially given some of the conditions and whatnot. He's come in, hasn't turned the ball over, he's made good decisions. There's been a couple throws that have been off. Every quarterback has that, right?
High school quarterback, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I think he's played really well.
And I think the fun thing of having your head coach be a former offensive coordinator, Bart's not just holding him down either. So they're going to kick the field goal instead of going for it. So coming on for the chip shot here, Adam Connors. Tough angle.
Yeah, essentially makes it 3 touchdowns as opposed to 2 and a field goal.
Well, Bart Brockbank is a CPA for a reason.
Although I don't know if he ran debits credits on this, Dusty. We'll have to ask him that question.
He was just looking at probabilities. What are we doing? What's the win proposition here? Oh, that got good pressure off the edge. I thought that might have a chance to be blocked. That ball goes through the uprights. And second field goal made by Connors.
Yeah, Coach Brockbank, CPA, will book that transaction at 27-7 here in the general ledger.
He looks at the controller and says, approved.
Oh, we got something new here, Dusty.
We got jokes. Again, I want to thank you for watching Lone Peak Football on the Rewind Sports Network, as always presented by G2G Bar. Helping busy people eat well when they're on the go. Fresh, healthy, and delicious. When you can eat one, you'll know.
Brought to you by Mike LeBaron with State Farm Insurance.
As always, we're presented by Heidemann and Associates, Flat Rate Law Firm. Go to utah.law to learn more and to book your free consultation with Heidemann and Associates. Also, Modern Missionary Menswear.
It's 3 more points on the scoreboard for the Knights.
7:47 left in the fourth quarter. That ball will be taken at the 3. Mishandled initially by Brimhall. Going to the far side. Got some blockers out in front. Brimhall across the 30, out of bounds around the 32, maybe 33-yard line. Where the Bingham offense will come back out. We're guessing there's one young man, as Pat McAfee's crew would say, properly jocked on the far sideline, but Ka Ely is going to be finishing this game as Salazar looks to be done tonight.
Yeah. Obviously, that's probably the item of most concern for the Bingham faithful. You talked about its quarterback battle and coaching staff feeling very comfortable with both. But man, when you lose a player like we've seen Salazar tonight, ran the ball well, made good reads, able to move the football, just had a couple drives they weren't able to finish, but losing a player of that caliber will certainly be impactful to this program.
Oh man, that's a dangerous pitch. Swenson has it. Swenson is thrown to the turf. Spot Mulatalo, the second,
Chase Swenson, the ball carrier,
gets in there and makes a stop.
It's just a chest pass. We do it in basketball all the time. All the time, Dusty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elbows out, thumbs together. Was that from the Red Auerbach film? And snap those wrists.
That's how Kuzi used to do it.
brings up second down and 16 for the Miners.
Bob Kuzi, just a magician with the basketball.
Did you read those?
I did.
Penalty before the play.
So a penalty before the play, gonna potentially back up the Bingham Miners. No, offside. See, I gotta quit guessing now.
The penalty is offside.
I knew better.
Lone Peak.
But another football season means that school will be back in session. Means Tori's already back to work, right?
Starts on Monday.
No. I only have one kid left at home.
Wow.
Staley starts full-day kindergarten.
You're getting old. I'm not, but you are.
I am getting old. As Brimhall goes in motion. Gonna run underneath that motion. Big fella rumbling his way across the 40-yard line to the 42. Gonna give him the first down, and on the carry for Bingham was number 40. That is McCoy Iono.
Picks up a first down for the Miners. Landon Goff.
Love a good little
That would
counter.
be scary.
Yeah. Love a good little counter. We haven't seen a lot of that from Bingham tonight. We've seen him engage the wide receivers, but even to that point, I mean, it's been a while since we've seen Maine. I don't recall seeing him leave the field injured or anything, but we haven't seen him in this second half.
Getting to pitch out to Brimhall. Brimhall has a seam. Brimhall cuts inside of his block, gets across the 50-yard line, down to the 45. Aldo Lone Peak Knights. And the best we've seen, that little chest pass executed tonight.
And it does just feel like when Bingham has rhythm, the offense can have a lot of success.
Yeah.
But if it gets disrupted, I think what we saw tonight was it can be a challenge to overcome that, be it penalties, negative plays, whatever. That disruption, an item for them to still work on. But when they've got their rhythm, it's looked good.
Kaili. Pressure coming, and down he goes. Nowhere to go, the ball downfield, and Kaili is sacked. A bunch of Knights get in there. The one at the bottom of the pile was Tegan Towell.
Well, that's only a three-man route there for Bingham, and it means you've got extra guys in on pass pro, and they're still able to get home. Speaks to the talent up front for Lone Peak. And again, just to reiterate that, they lost one of their studs in Maunga in the first half. And yeah, they're still able to get pressure in that backfield. It's a deep defensive line. Nothing new for Lone Peak.
I don't want to overread anything into this. I'm kind of excited what could be happening on the next possession. As we go underneath, give to Swenson. Swenson goes to the 40-yard line before he finally cut down.
I see it. I see it. Been waiting years for this, Dusty.
I don't know if he'll actually get to do anything with the football if he gets it back, but I'm not gonna lie. To steal a line from one of my favorite baseball movies, my heart leapt. It leapt in my chest. We'll wait to explain later. Third down and short.
Sponsored by Crumble, both the American Fork and Linden locations.
And they're gonna give up the middle on nothing there. Stepping in and making the big stop was Easton Anderson. It'll be fourth down and long for Bingham.
Easton Anderson with the stop.
The receiver Freddie Fernandez dials up.
1 yard loss on the play.
That third down play crumbled about as well as the crumble cookies that were delivered to us earlier tonight.
For the Miners.
It'll be fourth down. Again, crumble cookies in American Fork and Linden. Proud sponsors, Lone Peak Football, bringing friends and family together over a box of the best cookies in the world. Fourth down, Kaili fires, catch is made. Gonna be short of the yard to gain.
Just short.
Just short. So it'll be turnover on downs. It'll be Lone Peak Football.
I'm looking, Dusty. I'm looking, Dusty. Here it comes.
We've heard about this. No joke. 3 years?
Yeah.
4 years?
Yeah.
And I mentioned my daughter kind of on purpose because coming on the field is going to be Isaac Staley. We've heard about Isaac Staley and his quarterback prowess for years. Like, wait, the next great Lone Peak quarterback is on his way. And we saw Isaac Staley as a freshman on the basketball court, as a sophomore. This kid is a terrific athlete. So excited to see him on the field. Son of Dustin Staley that played at BYU, the nephew of Doak Walker Award winner Luke Staley, the namesake of my daughter Staley. And there it is. Isaac pulls on the zone read, comes near side. Remember, you can't hurdle a man until he gets his hand on the ground.
That had some quickness.
Yeah. That's what we heard.
Movie line.
I missed it.
Ooh, that had some quickness.
He picks up 6 yards in the play.
Very nice.
I don't know if we're going to get to see the arm.
That's what I was saying. That's kind of what I was alluding to before.
Yeah, I know.
With the ball.
I know.
I really want to see. He's got a sweet three-point shot. Can dunk as well.
Although it's a different wrist action when you're throwing a football.
That's what they tell me. Again, zone read, a straight give to Brooks Wild, and Bingham swarms it. It'll be 3rd down and long.
Brooks Wild, the ball carrier. He's stopped by
No one's feeling he's going to be hurt. Let him put a ball in the air.
And Connor Whitehead.
Just let him throw it 59 yards. Come on, no big deal. Just
Just want to see him open it up.
Good down and 5 for the Knights.
Why brag about the Corvette if you're never going to open it up?
you don't buy a DeLorean to keep it
If I'm going to build
20 miles an hour.
If I'm going to build a time machine,
Why not do it in style?
Rise above paper, summit, foot and ankle.
3 seconds on the play clock. 2, got it off in time. Isaac going to throw, fires, incomplete. He's about as goosed up to throw that ball as I was to call it, as that ball falls incomplete. Punting unit will come on for Lone Peak. Has not happened. In fact, I think this is the first punt tonight.
No, because they punted and it was muffed,
that's right. Second punt.
Well, I think we had it some early. I think early on they
First
exchanged
possession.
punts.
Yep, first possession. Been one of those days.
Yeah.
Feels like
you
we've
know.
been here since 4 o'clock.
Well, maybe, yeah, it does.
We're going to have a legal substitution. So legal substitution. And stick around, we'll have our Heineman Associates players of the game selections from Dane Stewart. Get some final thoughts from Jeff Hansen and Brian Brown. And wrap up what has been a blast of a day 1 of the Utah High School football season. Again, we went through and give you our top 25 going into the year. With myself, Dane Stewart, and Jeff Hansen. It was an hour and a half that just absolutely flew by.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course, Dane tomorrow will be at Farmington and Pleasant Grove, 2 teams in our top 15, if I remember right.
No pressure.
Top 16.
Is it 16?
I think
Okay.
so.
Regardless, should be good.
King Daly on the punt.
Underway.
For the Knights.
Man, it's so crazy how fast it flies.
Yeah. Gonna boot this ball away. Got a good foot into it. Doty takes it at the 17-yard line. And Doty across the 30-yard line before we finally swarmed over under by the black shirts of Lone Peak. You know, one thing we wanted to talk about was jerseys and uniforms. You said it earlier, I love the Army look here for Lone Peak.
Although, look, I love it too. Love the black and gold. You know I'm a black and gold guy,
I am.
right? But it is weird to see, like, abandon the maroon. Isn't it?
Abandon the maroon?
Yeah, for Lone Peak. There's no maroon.
Well, just on these unis.
No, I know, but
Yeah.
these are their homes.
But
And
I
look,
think they're their alternate homes.
are they the alternate homes?
Yeah.
Okay.
They'll have the, I believe, they should have the maroon.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I felt like they leaned into the black a lot last year, which I love. I love the look.
The kids love it.
Yeah.
Black, it's so hot right now. Kahili gonna throw, that ball tipped at the line of scrimmage. Knocked down, pass broken up.
And here's the deal, man. Look good, play good, right?
Yeah, exactly. Look good, play good, feel good. Joshua Empey knocks that ball down. I didn't know if an Empey could play at Lone Peak. And there is Mike Empey right below us. James Empey. Mike was a terrific lineman at BYU, former offensive line coach in Hawaii. James Empey, a former all-state player, was an all-independent player at BYU.
I think it's for the academics.
Oh, I had him in it.
Yeah.
Great debate team. Gonna throw. Kaili. You see the arm.
That's not a bad ball. I mean, a little long.
Coach
right?
Jones told me,
It's
he
not a
goes,
bad ball.
yeah, I said, what does he give you? Is he has got an arm, is what he told me. He's like, that kid can throw the football. But James Empey was on that American 14 that went to the state championship game and lost to Bingham.
Dallas Anderson with the stop for the Knights.
Him and Zach, or Lopini, don't call me Zach Katoa.
Right, yeah.
No longer call me Zach Katoa.
And was that the Baron? Was it Bronson Baron?
Yes, Bronson. No, it was Smith,
Okay.
the lefty.
Okay.
Penalty before the play.
Yeah, because Bronson had good years at AF with Coach Beam. Didn't make it to the state championship game.
Okay.
And then they went with Boone Abbott, who looks to be the starting quarterback at Utah Tech, formerly known as Dixie State.
How about that?
I think it's at Utah Tech at Dixie State campus.
Okay.
Or Dixie campus, not Dixie State campus.
Okay.
Dixie campus, yeah. 3rd down and long. Kaili, pressure comes, gets rid of it as he's hit. Swenson with a sweet catch and a 1st down.
How about that? No give up. That's not an easy grab. You're kind of running away from that football. Bring that arm back, haul it into the body, and able to spin through, pick up a 1st down.
He's stopped by Jackson
play.
Harrington, Drew Gunnarsson.
Nice job of Kaili, man. He stared right down the barrel of that pressure.
Yeah.
Able to deliver the strike.
For the Miners.
Mutalo comes off the field.
The 44.
Of course, Lone Peak lost to Bingham last year in the quarters at Bingham High School.
Snap the streak.
Kaili's pass is incomplete.
Looking for a little revenge here tonight and
Yeah.
looking position
Swenson
to take care of business.
I mean, it is crazy to think from Chase Hansen to Baron Gajkowski to Talmadge Gunther to Braden Seary, Romney,
Looking for a great bank.
Comer, and then it ends.
Bingham has had their number in recent years.
Yeah.
I was surprised looking at recent history. It's been the Miners' advantage.
And bridle up hope. Some more of our great sponsors.
I hope my memory serves me right, but I think I'm right on that. Gonna throw, pressure comes. Guy hit as he throws, gets it off. This is Brimhall on the catch and run. And man, Brimhall
Kaili completes to Tristan Brimhall.
has the 1st down at the 44-yard line.
On the stop for the Knights.
I'm impressed with Brimhall.
Yeah, he's been the guy they've gone to time and time again here in this second half. Nice display of speed, vision, good combination there. We talked about, for me, it was who's going to help Carson Sudbury. And really, we haven't seen a lot of Carson in this second half either.
Yeah, they haven't. I wonder if he was a little nicked up or something.
Yeah. And it could just be Bingham's looking for guys to step up and take advantage of opportunities, settle out roster and positions. It's a non-region game, right?
Kaili, quick set, had nowhere to go with the football, tucks and runs. And gets a few yards to the 43-yard line. Actually 42.
And Ashton Nickham.
It'll be 2nd down and long.
3-yard gain on the play, 2nd down and 7.
This is a big win for Lone Peak, though. I
Yeah,
mean,
it
you talk
is.
about Bingham was in our top 5. If you look at coaches' polls, they were well regarded there. I think they were even the Max Preps top 100, if I recall correctly. So this is a good win for Lone Peak.
I think we had 2 teams from the state of Utah in the top 100.
See, I was thinking it was 3. It might have just been 2.
I thought it was 2. It was
Okay.
Sky Ridge, Lone Peak.
See, I thought Bingham was in the late in it, but I could be wrong. Could be wrong.
I just saw some map and it had the number of schools from each state and what have you. But again, a great showing here from Lone Peak to come into week 1 and get a win. I mean, and not only that, they played good football. Offense looked sharp. Their defense looked like a Lone Peak defense. Bingham had their opportunities, had their moments. But you just see this Lone Peak team looks, from where it was week 1 a year ago to today. When you did that game, Lone Peak and Tippy. I mean, there's no blame to go around because Caden Hodson was his first football game in over a year. And that kid gave his absolute heart last year. But this feels totally different from that opener a year ago. This is your 5th straight year with Lone Peak as the opener.
Yeah, I know. It's the Dane Stewart press box.
It's the Rewind Media Center. 2nd down and long. Kaili, nice job. Finds his man over the middle for the 1st down. That's Bronx again on the catch. Bronx Walker has the 1st down. Clock is running at 23 seconds.
Kai Tonubasa and Cade Hansen.
You're right. It was just 2, so that's my bad.
It's okay. 10 seconds. Kaili. Oh, straightaway pressure. Got rid of that ball. He got popped again. Swenson with the catch. And that will close out this game tonight. An impressive 27-7 win as Lone Peak goes to 1-0 to open up the season and opening night If high school football in the state of Utah is in the books, Dane, your final thoughts on the selection of a player of the game?
Well, look, good opener. Didn't really see turnovers. We had them off punt, but pretty clean on both sides. I think for Bingham, still trying to find what you have, right? And I think that was a question for me coming in, how much depth you had around it. Saw flashes of it tonight. When the rhythm was there, they looked really strong. Lone Peak is Lone Peak. That defense was stout. They made big plays to really turn the tide as Bingham was gathering some momentum. And offensively, I had expectations where I thought Lone Peak could get back to have some offensive success. I think we saw that tonight. And I think got to get stronger as the season goes on. For me, looking at my player of the game, there's a couple guys I could go with. I'm going to go on the defensive side, Muli Talo and Junior Tahi. I thought they roamed. They created all sorts of ruckus and problems for Bingham offensively. I'm going to go with those two, leading the Lone Peak defense to limiting Bingham to just 7 in the victory tonight.
All right, let's go down to the field. Let's get some thoughts from Jeff Hansen and Brian Brown as we get set up here. Let's go first with Brian. Brian, your thoughts on what we saw tonight out of Lone Peak?
Well, I thought it was a low-risk, high-reward game plan for them. You talk about banking a lot of equity off a little bit of debt. They did a great job of controlling the game, controlling the line of scrimmage, and applying pressure to that Bingham offense when they needed to. Really impressive performance for them, especially when you consider that they're missing one of their better players, and Jackson Blake is starting for the very first time. I was impressed. I thought Bingham was going to come in here and show them something, and they really did a great job.
Yeah, I agree with you. I thought it was outstanding. Jeff, what did you think of what we saw tonight from Lone Peak?
Lone Peak looked great. I mean, on defense, they fly around. When Ryan Denny has pass rushers and guys that can get into the backfield, he's as good as it gets in the state of Utah. And with guys like Tahi and Muli Talo, he's got pass rushers, and he's got pass rushers for years to come. Lone Peak's they're gonna be tough, man. If that offense can keep going like they did tonight, that defense is gonna be tough all season long.
Hey, guys, let's go with your players of the game selection. I know Dane picked his. Do you have any other ones that you would select?
Yeah, for me, it's Bott. I think Dane nailed it on the head. He was a disruptor all game. Even when he wasn't getting sacks, he was disrupting plays. He was fantastic.
Awesome. Hey, Jeff, thanks for everything today, man. You were absolutely awesome. Hey, Brian, who would you select?
Can't believe you guys are going to make me choose a quarterback, but Jackson Blake was just outstanding in the sense that he controlled the game from start to finish. He made plays when he had to. He was moving the ball, whether it was through the air or with his legs, and the best part about it, he's got a clean sheet. Like I said, that debt to equity ratio. You guys think I don't know finance? I know finance. I know what a spreadsheet is. Dusty sends it to me every year, so I know where to go.
You're absolutely right. Hey, thanks, man, Brian. But Dane, what a great day. Kick off the high school football season. There's not a better day in the year than kicking off this year, because it just means everything's upon us. It's just terrific.
Sure does. And, awesome to be out here. Awesome to be with you opening night. Our pregame show had an absolute blast. Go check it out online. And remember, no one's going to give you more coverage all year long than Rewind right here on KSLSports.com. We'll have multiple games every week. Take you all the way to state championships. But it all started tonight, Dusty, at Lone Peak High School.
All right, tomorrow night, Dane will be PG at Farmington. Jeff Hansen and I will be in the studio along with Kenzie Valentine, the new member of our team, our scoreboard updates and everything else she'll be doing to help us out. But gotta thank Vince Francis. What a day today. This is a marathon. Vince puts us all together, make sure it all goes off without a hitch. And if it does have a hitch, he fixes them too. But gotta thank him for everything he does. And for everyone watching us, thanks for joining us. And thanks for watching Lone Peak Football on the Rewind Sports Network, presented by Heinemann Associates, brought to you by G2G Bar. Again, our final score: Lone Peak 27, Bingham 7. For Dane Stewart, Jeff Hansen, Brian Brown, Moose Bingham, Vince Francis, and Kenzie Valentine, I'm Dusty Lister. Thanks for joining us for watching Lone Peak Football.